large amounts of methane in western Pennsylvania. As a result, Lee says her constituents are being exposed to toxins in the air and water. The measure would allocate $162 million for the Energy Department to improve technology to plug and remediate abandoned wells. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
The Pittsburgh Cultural Trust is announcing a change for the upcoming Three Rivers Arts Festival. This year's festival is expanding to the Rachel Carson Bridge. A new stage will feature twice daily entertainment that includes music, literary readings, and other activities. The festival runs from May 31st through June 9th. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 1 point at 37,841. The NASDAQ is down 14 points, and the S&P is down 12. KDKA Sports, Oakland breezed by the Pirates 5-2 last night. The Bucks lost for the 8th time in 11 games. That series wraps up this afternoon. You can listen to the Bucks and A's on News Radio KDKA. Coverage starts at 2:40. And the backyard brawl was a blowout. WVU over Pitt 11-1. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. For your perfect new roof and a lifetime warranty, trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:03. Time to get your bathroom remodeled with Rebath. Schedule your free in-home design and quote today with Rebath. It's mostly sunny now at Pittsburgh International 67. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Hello, I'm business broker Bruce Violet, and I often get asked, what's the best business to get into these days? Well, the answer is the all-new home-based franchise businesses, available in hundreds of different business categories. Ever dreamed of owning your own business, working from home at an extremely affordable cost? Well, now you can, and together we can make it happen. To learn more, visit my website at OpportunityU.com. That's OpportunityU.com, or call 800-980-2040.
Progressive presents Good News, Bad News, Dumb News, then Great News. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbor said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Hey, Kath.
Good morning, Marty. And traffic around the area is thinning out, but we had the earlier accident on the outbound side of the Fort Pitt Tunnel, shutting down the tunnels for a few minutes. They have reopened. However, our delays on the Parkway East begin before 2nd Avenue as you head up onto the bridge, and we are slow over on the North Shore Expressway from just about PNC Park as you head onto the Fort Duquesne Bridge and over toward the Portal Bridge. Inbound Parkway West is backing from Green Tree. Parkway East slows at Edgewood Swissvale into the Squirrel Hill Tunnels, and then once again on that city side heading up onto the bridge. And 28 on the inbound looks good as you make your way past Harmer all the way down toward the north side. With AAA traffic, I'm Kathy Bergren on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine mixing with clouds the rest of today and becoming warmer, high 82. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, low 58. Tomorrow, more sun than clouds, high 84. Friday, clouds, limited sun, maybe a late-day thunderstorm, high 85. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's spring. That means birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, Mother's Day, and fresh, colorful spring flowers from OliverFlowers.com. Family-owned Oliver Flowers, celebrating spring for 95 years. Order online for free delivery in their service area. OliverFlowers.com.
It's the Big K Big Three.
Brought to you by New Flow Men's Health. The biggest 3 stories of the day on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Where do you put him, President? Where do you put him? If he gets sent to jail, we're going to get into that. We have a woman in an emergency room since Sunday, waiting for help for her son. You got to hear this. Big change to the marijuana laws. You got to hang for this, folks. Can mean a lot to you. Got to. It's just fascinating to me what's happened with Donald Trump. I'm here with my wife. I'm here with Patrick, and we're talking about the President of the United States and the possibility that Trump could be sent to jail for contempt. The judge spanked him yesterday. We gave him $9,000 fine, sweetheart. Yep. $9,000 fine, and they had to take down their ridiculous posts, right?
Yep. And he threatened jail time in the future if he continues.
We were talking about this, honey. What do you do? Does he just sit in a cell? How do you protect him? Can you leave him alone? Honestly, I had to reach out to Ron Layton. One of my closest friends, worked for 4 presidents, has 2 PhDs, protected 4 presidents. Forget this worked for stuff. Brilliant man. Mr. Layton, good morning, sir.
Marty and Christine, good morning, and thanks for having me back on KDKA.
We just saw Ron Saturday night, didn't we, honey?
Yeah, Central Catholic Auction and Dinner. A proud grad.
He's a big shot with Central.
He is.
I'm a peon with Central.
You had a closer table than I did, my friend.
Well, that's true. That was bought and paid for. Mr. Layton, sir, this is a conundrum in my mind. Let's say and I'm not indicting the president, I'm not saying he's a criminal, but in all likelihood, he'll violate this gag order. And the judge said, next time, brother, I'm going to send you to jail. What do you physically do with a president in jail, sir? Seriously.
So a couple of things to think about. The short answer is that the Secret Service would just construct a security plan that ensures that he maintains his current level of protection. But maybe more important and maybe more interesting to talk about is that Secret Service derives its authority from Title 18 U.S.C. 3056, which is, jargon, but it's important in this conversation because it's not like drugs or computer crime or guns where you have a bunch of different agencies that can investigate the same thing. The Secret Service authority to protect presidents is really, really strong. So the crux of the answer is a custodial environment, meaning jail, will in no way foreclose or diminish Secret Service authority or the ability to execute the protected mission. None whatsoever. And Marty, if you think about it, if it's just custody, think about what's happened already. He's been indicted. He's come to court. You didn't see any handcuffs, did you? No. He's had a picture taken. That's a custodial situation, meaning you're not free to leave. But the Secret Service was there maintaining and providing protection. And if we're looking at a custodial situation where there's a violation of an order, it's not going to change the ability or the authority or the effectiveness for the Secret Service to do their job.
Yeah, but let's get to, hold on. We got to get to, I want to get down to the nitty gritty though, Ron.
Let's do it.
Put him in a jail cell for 3 days, let's say, in contempt? What do they do physically with the president, former president, sir?
So, first of all, if we could step back for a second, do you realize the gravity of what we're talking about?
Oh, yeah, man.
None of these things have ever happened in the history of our great nation. That's one thing to recognize. But the point is, there will be a negotiation, just like there was for how he was going to be, air quotes, taken into custody. In other words, custody, pun intended, does not trump Secret Service authority. Secret Service authority is unbelievably strong. This country has no appetite to take the Secret Service and allow the agency to be placed in a diminished position. We have had 4 presidents assassinated. The Secret Service assumed presidential protection after 1901, after President McKinley. The Secret Service is there for a reason. Nothing that happens, and I mean nothing, will diminish the agency's ability to effectuate its mission, meaning providing protection to current president or former president. Nothing.
So are you saying that, say, the judge says he needs to go to some sort of lockup facility, that if the Secret Service were to say we can't provide enough protection there, we need to find something else, or they will be the number one person saying, okay, whatever we do, we need to make sure he's safe. Is that correct?
Yeah, Christine, thanks for articulating it better than me. Yes, they will not permit him to be in an environment where he is not safe, and that's a hard stop.
And safe is a relative term. So hold on, though, Ron. So what about a maximum security prison, in solitary confinement? And do they stand outside the door, or do they have to bring him to a room somewhere and just sit there with him? I'm confused about the semantics of this, what they physically would do with him.
So if you think about a prison environment, you were a police reporter.
Yeah.
I was an agent for 26 years. We've both been inside many jails.
Oh, yeah.
Many. So if you're thinking about, let's just take this whole thing that people call general population.
Yeah.
You've got a prisoner in custody in and around other inmates. Marty, ain't going to happen.
Oh.
If you've got a situation where even in solitary confinement, one of the things that you asked me, which is a good, very specific point. Let's say there's a jail cell involved. Would the agents have access to the cell? You can't protect anyone that you don't have access to. So I am promising you there will not be an environment where he is not safe.
Well, and aren't there these kind of, jails for white-collar criminals, too, where he could go somewhere like that?
I know, yeah, but even then, honey, he's going to run a lot of other people. They're even more open to people being near the president. There's no way they're in lockdown. They're playing tennis and, you know what I'm saying, and shuffleboard.
Right, but, yeah.
Correct. But listen, he will not be in an environment where others will have the opportunity to harm him. And again, that is a hard stop. Now, people have speculated about things like, is custody an ankle bracelet? Is custody in an environment where the Secret Service controls completely? That's going to be the answer. Should that, obviously, we are way, 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 we're putting the cart before the horse here. But they will construct an environment that the service has 100% belief and control over.
So an ankle bracelet would be like a house arrest kind of thing.
Yes, something like that. However, we're way down the field here. None of this has happened.
No.
But the point is, the agency is very, very good at these kinds of conversations. These kinds of. I'm hesitant to use this word negotiation, but a lot of protection, even for current presidents that are not in. If a current president goes to a foreign country, believe it or not, a lot of it is negotiation. Yeah. There's quite a bit of it, because you've got other foreign authorities that want to do things, and the service wants to do something as well. But the point is, he will be safe no matter where he goes, whether the environment is custodial or not. Secret Service authority is incredibly powerful when it comes to the protection of presidents.
Can you hang, man?
Absolutely.
All right, brother. I got to ask him about, do they have a plan now? And I want to talk about some technology stuff going on. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser and Genesis, and I love the Genesis. Hey, Kath.
Hi, Marty. And traffic is thinning out for us heading for the outbound side of the Parkway West. As you head up onto the Fort Pitt Bridge from the Parkway East, still pretty busy through that bathtub section up onto the bridge. And we are thinning out on the North Shore Expressway and the Fort Duquesne Bridge. Your inbound delays begin right around the top of Green Tree Hill. Right as you crest the hill, that's where you're going to find that slowdown. And the Parkway East backing right around Edgewood, Westvale. With AAA traffic, I'm Kathy Bergren on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John and Maggie Schwartz here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window company for over 46 years. When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting the expertise and attention to detail that has made our company a customer favorite for decades.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows. They're the strongest, longest lasting, best insulating windows you can buy. They're way better than vinyl.
Now during our 46th anniversary sale, save 30% and get 18-month no-interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms. Visit us at metropolitanwindows.com or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
So, Oakmont Bakery is bringing back the Dosant. Larry, you know what that is? It's made daily, April 4th through May 30th. The Dosant combines the shape of a creamy interior of a donut, and the creamy exterior of flaky layers of a croissant. See? It's available in plain, vanilla, cream, and fresh strawberry. Let me say this. I've had it, and I love it. You know why? Because it's delicious. Oakmont Bakery. Check it out.
Did you miss this week's Allegheny Health Network Medical Frontiers? Log on to the Allegheny Health Network website to listen to your favorite Medical Frontier show. Visit ahn.org/Medical Frontiers podcast and look for your favorite Medical Frontiers show.
Is your IRS tax debt making you feel anxious? The professionals at Allies Tax Relief are ready to negotiate your fresh start. Call them now, 800-230-5174.
CBS Eye on Veterans, presented by University of Maryland Global Campus. Army veteran Adam Gamal is an Egyptian-American who served on the most classified unit in the DoD. And he shared how he was once asked to help translate an Al-Qaeda training manual long before 9/11 happened.
But it was, when we looked at the manual was from seizing an airfield to doing a Swiss seat to doing an air assault operation. And for us to think Al-Qaeda were like amateurs, I'm like, they are training on those things. That's why they have a training manual. Very unfortunate. I think people did not take that serious enough, and we had a lot of disconnect in the government.
Catch every episode of 60 Minutes, America's most watched news magazine show, as a podcast. Hear in-depth investigations across politics, news, and entertainment on your schedule. Listen to 60 Minutes wherever you get your podcasts.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Don't connect the dots to say Marty hates Trump. He's making him out to be a criminal. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we're kind of at this crossroads here in American history. This has never happened before. Ron Layton has protected 4 presidents. His stories are, honey, his stories are some of the most amazing stories I've ever heard in my life, of his life with these presidents.
Ron's stories are unbelievable.
So
Fascinating.
Ron, one of my boys, Billy, sent me a note that's actually relevant. Do you think the Secret Service has a plan now if Trump gets sent to jail for a night, let's say, for contempt? Do you think they already have a plan in place, sir?
I hope so.
Yeah.
This is an agency whose bread and butter is not in the wheelhouse of response.
Oh.
The agency has made its bones, especially in protection, on something called advanced planning. So a lot of the general commentary about law enforcement is that, metaphorically speaking, the bank has already been robbed, then you call the police. The burglars are at my house, then you call the police. In other words, the crime's been committed, and then law enforcement shows up. Secret Service has always been on the other side of that. Oh. It's always been a prevention-based organization because it's really not that large. There's only, I'm going to say us, I don't work there anymore. There are only 8,000 of us. So the point is that the organization lives and breathes on preventative strategies and preventative technologies. So there was not one president who was ever, at least in my time, who has ever gone any place that the agents weren't there in advance to construct a plan. Even for the quick, let's go to the ice cream shop, something called an OTR, which is an off the record. But for something like this, it's not a response-based organization.
Hey, Ron.
So that's a lot of the crux of what we're talking about.
Ron Layton literally was an interview away from being the director of the Secret Service, if you want to know some inside info. So what would your plan be if one of the 91 indictments he faces ends up getting him some prison time, where do you physically put him? Where?
Well, obviously, again, it's what you have to do is you've got to look at what's the order say, and then it's a negotiation after that.
I see.
So if you end up saying where, the place has to be in a place that the Secret Service has been to, air quotes, approved. The security plan is overlaid with a multiple layers of protection, like all of the things that the Secret Service, I'm hesitant to use the word checklist because it's going to start there, but there are always intangibles associated with protection. It actually is not going to be much different than if he goes someplace else. The protective methodology will be the same no matter where he is. That has been a tried and true methodology for 100 years. It's not going to change.
This is an historic moment, as you said, if Trump ends up being sentenced to jail for any of these indictments. Are Secret Service agents right now, because you do still have contact with these men and women, is there angst about what might happen outside of Trump's world in the streets in America?
Yeah, I mean, I'm more concerned about, not more necessarily, but I'm also concerned about if he were to go to jail, the reaction from the people who are his supporters, being so upset and protesting and possibly violence there.
So this is an organization that prides itself on being calm. This is a calm, cool collective. We are going to run the possibility of every situation that you can imagine and have appropriate plans to intercede. So this is not a hair on fire organization. It's just not. The agents have been known for calm and cool and collection for 100 years.
Like you, man.
Exactly.
Unless there's food around them, then forget about it. Hey, man, I got to change gears here, but this is important stuff. So, this crazy judge here, Ornstein, let a couple real legitimate criminals walk. This Cepeda guy, he's tied to the drug cartels. This Craddock guy wanted to kill some state police, and they just hit into the wind. But they captured them pretty quickly, Ron. And then a couple of teenage kids robbed the gun store here 2 days ago. They captured them in like 8 hours. So they did it with this technology, these license plate readers, which I find fascinating. How do they work, Ron? And why are they so good now?
Yeah, so a couple of things. Custody. The only reason to hold someone in custody is because they're either a threat or a flight risk. I know the individual that you're talking about. He was the one that was captured in Florida.
Yep.
It's not like it was one or two.
Right.
Was he an ongoing threat to the community or was he a flight risk? It was actually both.
Yep.
So the fact that he was let back out on the street to continue his behavior and put not only citizens in jeopardy, but listen, we just had a tragedy in North Carolina because the Marshal Service was attempting to execute a warrant on people.
That's right.
Right, on somebody who was FTA, the failure to appear. When these fine men and women have to go out and capture these fugitives who should have never been on the street, it's an additional danger, not just to the community, but also to the deputies, but also to the subject that you're trying to take in custody. So let's get to LPRs. LPRs are great technology.
What does that mean? License plate reader. So I'm an idiot. Yeah.
It's a license plate reader. Wonderful technology. I have used them many times before, particularly when I was with the Secret Service. If we had a national lookout or anywhere in and around Secret Service protected facilities where we had LPRs, they really are a great tool. But once again, Marty, this is a tool that works in the prevention space. So in other words, if a bad guy was on his or her way to cause harm to a protectee, I don't want to know about it when he's in the room.
Right.
I want to know about it when he's 5 blocks away. That's still the space of prevention. LPR is a great technology.
So
great
hold on,
tool.
help me, because I'm an idiot about this stuff. So this guy ends up in Florida, this Hermes Craddock guy, and they tracked him with cell phone technology and with license plate readers. What do they do? I don't get it. They know what kind of car he's driving, and they look through a plate reader? How's it work?
So look at it like this. Let's go up to 100,000 foot.
Yeah.
If you have an electronic device, and now people have all these wearables and all these other kinds of things.
Yeah.
If you have an electronic device, or you are in the company of an electronic device, and I've got to put a car in that, there's more computers in a car than there is in 1960s NASA technology. So if you look at the number of just computer trips, and anyway, all of these things are talking to somebody. They're talking to a server. Law enforcement has access to these things, and that's how they track you. If you've got something electronic, then we will catch you. Have you ever heard the phrase off the grid?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, off the grid means I am going to disassociate myself with anything electronic.
It's amazing.
So it's not just reading the license plate as it passes a camera. You're saying that it can actually track in real time where the car is going once you have that license plate reader?
Yeah, so it's that, and some of this is going into spaces, particularly when we're looking for terrorists. It's that that on a classified perspective I don't want to talk about. Right. But the point is this. That's why I went to 100,000 foot.
Right.
If you are in something that is an electronic device, that device is not just talking to itself. It's talking to other things.
Ron
Layton.
Layton.
So that's fundamentally how we catch you.
The smartest man I've ever met on the other end of the phone here. Ron, we love you, man. Thank you.
Thanks,
Great
Ron.
info, brother.
Love you guys. Thank you.
All right,
Be
man.
well.
Meaty savings going on now at all 8 Coons Market stores.
USDA Choice Center Cut Lamb Loin Chops, just $9.99 per pound. And with reward card savings, USDA Choice Certified Hereford Beef Porterhouse or T-Bone Steaks, only $9.99 per pound.
We heard from Bob Pierce from Robert Pierce and Associates. And I'll tell you why it's so important. We're talking about assessments. They are the true insiders. They are the true gurus. Folks, if you use them to file your appeal, they can save you thousands of dollars. I'm telling you, they've been doing this for decades. They have the true experience in this assessment war. You don't want to do this alone. And by the way, you got about a month to get this done. You got about a month to save this money on your assessment. And you got to do it with Robert Pierce and Associates. Call them right now. Tell them you need help with your assessment. 412-281-7229. 412-281-7229. Robert Pierce and Associates.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's sunny and 67 at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Commonwealth Court has overturned the dismissal of a lawsuit filed to block the removal of the Columbus statue in Shenley Park. The opinion says a lower court erred when it dismissed the suit brought by the Italian Sons and Daughters of America. That was after the city's Arts Commission recommended the statue's removal, and then former Mayor Bill Peduto agreed. The reinstated case will return to Common Pleas Judge John McVeigh for further fact-finding and a decision. Violence prevention detectives made a couple of arrests over the weekend, stopping 2 men with guns. Officers say Javon Embry had a firearm in his pocket in Bedford dwellings during a traffic stop. Police seized pistol magazine and rifle ammunition. Embry was charged with carrying a firearm without a license, among other things. And separately, officers patrolling in Homewood say Isaiah Beatty had what appeared to be a gun protruding from his T-shirt. He was stopped and did not have a concealed carry permit. Beatty was arrested and also charged. The first Lower Hill District Community Meeting was held last night. That is the area where the FNB Tower is under construction, with plans for more development. News Radio KDKA's Paul Alexander reports.
With over $46 million dedicated to minority businesses, $25 million to black-owned businesses, and $8.6 million earmarked for women-owned businesses, Vice President Bomani Howes with Puccini Polling Group says things are working out just as they had planned.
We're very proud of that work. We've set out to commit to wealth building, and we've done just that.
If you're interested in the progress of the project or opportunities, check out lowerhillopportunities@gmail.com or check out the website www.lowerhillredevelopment.com. KDKA.com. I'm Paul Alexander, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 53 points at 37,869. The NASDAQ is down 24. The S&P down 12 points. KDKA Radio News Time 10:32. Our next update at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio KDKA.
Okay, guys, we got to put our trays up for takeoff.
Where's Dad?
Oh, he's in the back. We could only get 3 seats together.
Daddy has my pillow.
We'll get it later. Can you not put your feet up, please?
Why aren't we going?
We must be in line for takeoff.
Like security?
Well, that was a different line.
I have to go.
We just sat down.
But I have to go.
The seatbelt sign's on.
Why aren't we moving?
Hey, no picking.
We're just 15th in line for takeoff.
Son of a...
Don't go there. Go on a real vacation. Go RVing. Learn more at GoRVing.com.
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized with help from Beacon. I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
Hey, folks, sitting here with my wife. Hi, honey. How are you?
I'm good.
What do you have around your neck?
A beautiful diamond.
The diamond from where?
Diamonds Direct.
That's right. Now, I got it there because, well, there's several reasons. First of all, the value is insane. Their salespeople are the kindest, most knowledgeable sales folks I've ever met. Then there's the location. It's right there off of Midnight Road, right there at the mall. You'll see it. Diamonds Direct, big store on the right. Also, the value. They will make sure that you get the lowest price ever. So I got my daughter's 16th birthday diamond necklace, her first diamond necklace ever at Diamonds Direct. My wife is wearing a diamond I got for her for Christmas at Diamonds Direct. Hooked up by my girl Melanie at Diamonds Direct. And they're ready to help you. Remember, folks, where it is. Right there at the mall. Right there at McKnight Road, diamondsdirect.com.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
Lowe's knows pros need the right tools for every job. That's why we sell the largest in-store selection of Klein tools anywhere. Find new items launching exclusively at Lowe's, like the self-leveling laser level for just $159.98. Plus, shop the Connect socket set for just $49.98. Get Klein tools in-store and online today, because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows pros.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser and Genesis. I love the Genesis. I'm driving one now. Hey, Kath.
I'm Marty, and we have an accident right now on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and this is heading on the westbound side at mile marker 41.6, which is between Allegheny Valley and the Butler Valley interchange. The center and left lanes are currently blocked. We do have emergency crews there on the scene, so we're already seeing a backlog as you make your way through that accident scene. Looking at 79, that's in pretty decent shape as you make your way through the construction zone up toward the Neville Island Bridge. Inbound Parkway West still pretty busy from Green Tree. The outbound side is clear out toward Pittsburgh International. With AAA Traffic, I'm Kathy Bergman on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunny to partly cloudy and warmer this afternoon, high 82. Tonight, fair skies, low 58. Sunshine, some clouds, warm tomorrow, high 84. Warm Friday with more clouds than sun and maybe a late-day thunderstorm, high 85. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Some, what I would call, well, my wife is the one who leads the way on this stuff in our house, and I listen to everything she says in this regard, especially some pretty dramatic changes regarding breast exams, right?
Yes, some brand new recommendations just came out today. These new guidelines suggest that women begin screening with mammograms at age 40 and that they be done every other year through age 74. And this lowers the recommended age to 40 from the previously recommended age of 50. But many healthcare experts are saying that's not enough. And we want to bring in right now from the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center McGee Women's Hospital and a professor of radiology at University of Pittsburgh, Dr. Wendy Berg, to get her thoughts on this. Doctor, thanks for joining us.
I got this, honey. Thank you, doctor. Appreciate you. Good morning.
Hi. So, yes, the new guidelines are very important. They do require now that we recommend starting at age 40, but that has been the recommendation from the American College of Radiology and many other groups for many years now. It's still important that the task force endorse this, but one change that we don't really agree with is that they are only saying every other year. We know that there's a greater benefit to screening mammography if it's done every year. The task force was more concerned with false positives. That's added testing for things that aren't cancer. But it's actually just as efficient to do annual screening as every other year. And there's greater benefit in terms of number of years of life saved. So more women will benefit, and they will do better, and the treatments will be less harmful if they have a mammogram every year, starting at age 40. And in fact, the task force only went to recommend through age 74. But as long as women are healthy, and we know there's benefit at least through age 79, but if women are in otherwise good health, they should continue to have a screening mammogram every year.
Wow, interesting. So if someone's listening and says, well, wow, okay, I want to do it every year, will insurance still cover it based on these guidelines, or does that matter?
Well, that is always one of the concerns. There are workarounds, but the Affordable Care Act has required insurance to cover cover screening with mammography every year starting at 40. It is something that has to regularly be renewed and restored, if you will. So we have to fight for it on a regular basis with Congress, but it is something that is in the current law and is required. So there'd be no copay and no deductible for a woman to get a screening mammogram every year starting at 40.
Okay, that's great to hear. Now, I was surprised to read that the rate of breast cancer among women ages 40 to 49 has increased 2% a year on average from 2015 to 2019. Why are we seeing these numbers go up for especially younger women?
That's right. And I think it's not only younger women, but it's particular subgroups of women that are at even greater risk of having younger age at diagnosis, including Black women, Hispanic women, and Asian populations, where the peak age of diagnosis is actually in the 40s, whereas for Caucasian women it's in the 50s. And I don't know that we know the reasons for this, but it is certainly something to be very much aware of, and it's one of the important reasons to start screening everybody at least by age 40 to help reduce the years of life lost, reduce deaths from breast cancer, but especially in those populations.
Absolutely. And so if women have a history of breast cancer in their family, should they start even earlier, or what should they do differently?
So thank you for asking that. It's an important question. And one of the issues that the American College of Radiology and the recent European guidelines specifically address is that all women should have risk assessment done by age 25. And that's to review the family history. That's to review their age starting to have their periods. It also includes things like breast density, which we may or may not know at age 25. But it does help because we can identify women who are at high risk who should start screening even earlier. So high-risk women should start by age 25 and actually should start with a screening MRI because it's even better than a mammogram, and they get that every year. We start adding mammograms somewhere between age 30 and 40, depending on how regularly they're getting MRI screening. But it's very important, and women who have a known disease-causing mutation like BRCA1 or 2 in their family should certainly get genetic testing done. If they've had radiation therapy to their chest for Hodgkin's disease or other conditions at a young age, before age 30, they would also be at high risk. And so all of those women should at least discuss with their doctor and consider getting genetic testing.
And who do you do that risk assessment with? Is it your PCP or your OB-GYN? Can anyone do that?
The genetic testing has gotten so relatively inexpensive that can actually be ordered by almost anyone now, and most of the companies and facilities that do that have a genetic counselor to discuss the results, so it's gotten easier to get that done. But the other alternative would be to be seen in a high-risk program. We have one certainly within McGee, but there are others throughout many hospital centers as well where these risk factors, especially if it's family history or atypical biopsy and things that are a little less clear, they might be helpful to discuss that.
And
but
real
usually
quick,
the PCP.
Okay, PCP, great. And real quick, I know the issue of dense breasts is really important. I just had a MRI for the breast because of dense breasts, and you've done a lot of research in that. Why is that dense breast tissue different and important to know about?
Right. So it is very common. We know that breasts are made up of both glandular tissue that produces the milk and fat, and the more glandular tissue, the denser it is. And the reason that matters is because it can hide cancers on a mammogram. That's really the most important issue. So the mammogram is not necessarily enough. It's not necessarily adequate screening for women who have dense breasts. And nearly 40% of all women having mammograms have dense breasts. So it is a big issue. It gets to be a little less through menopause. Some of us get less dense after menopause, but it's still a problem. And it also increases the risk of developing breast cancer, at least double the risk. So it's a double whammy. And that is why, fortunately, in the state of Pennsylvania, we have a state law that requires insurance to cover supplemental screening with MRI for women who have the extremely dense, the very densest breasts. If they have heterogeneously dense breasts, then they may qualify if they also have a family history or prior atypical biopsy. But we know this is very beneficial, and unfortunately the task force did not consider a lot of the data that exists about MRI to recommend it, and they should have.
Yeah.
If a woman can't get an MRI or can't tolerate it because of claustrophobia, she could get an ultrasound. That's an option. We're looking at contrast-enhanced mammography as another good option. Insurance, the latter is not really available for screening yet, but we are doing trials on that. And ultrasound should also be covered. It's required by law to be covered.
Well, thank you, Dr. Wendy Berg. My gosh, so much important information. I think a lot of women are learning a lot right now. I know I have. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I mean, this is something that women have to pay attention to. What was the percentage of, was it 1 in 7, sweetheart, that have some sort of breast cancer? Was it 1 in 7?
In their lifetime,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
It may even be higher than that over the lifetime, but it's one of the most common cancers, particularly among women, although men can have it too. So and what's amazing about breast cancer, though, is because of mammography and all of these screening tools, that if it is caught early, that it often can be treated. But that's the key, is getting the testing early and getting it detected early.
And if it's ignored, it can actually lead to death.
Absolutely.
I don't think some people understand. It's 1 in 8 women, sweetheart.
1 in 8.
Approximately 13% of the female population. Some women just blow it off. Why? Because men blow off a lot of tests.
It takes time to go to the doctor. It's a little bit painful. I wouldn't say it's the most painful thing after you've had childbirth. I think anything, and it's worth it. But I think, it's a little bit scary. You think, oh gosh, what if they find something? I think that might, scare a lot of people. Right. I did do the breast MRI, and I will tell you, I'm somewhat claustrophobic, but this did not feel claustrophobic because you're laying on your stomach.
Oh.
Okay. And my whole head wasn't covered. So don't let that scare you.
Important stuff. Thank you. Thank you, doctor. Well, I'm the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser and Genesis. I drive the Genesis. I love the car. Hey, Kath.
Hi, Marty, and traffic is a little slow for you over on the inbound side of the Parkway West. Still dealing with those delays as you make your way down that front side of Green Tree Hill into the Fort Pitt tunnels. And the Parkway East, just about done for the morning. You'll still find some slow traffic between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the tunnels. Now, crews are checking out a report of an accident over on 28 as you head inbound down toward East Ohio Street. Not able to see anything with the cameras at this point, but just something to be aware of. And looking at the Cordell and Cordell traffic cams on 79, everything rolling along nicely as you head up to the Neville Island Bridge. With AAA Traffic, I'm Kathy Bergrid on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Hi, I'm Joe Potocznik from JP Roofing and Siding. I've been in the business for 42 years and have grown in the business by hard work and customer satisfaction. Trust your next roofing and siding project with JP Roofing and Siding. I am offering homeowners $500 off of your next roofing and siding project. We also offer a 10-year warranty on all labor. Please call us at 412-829-7711. For a free estimate, that's 412-829-7711. JP Roofing and Siding.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Pirates fans, baseball is back.
And this ball is gone. Henry Davis. Oh, Henry.
Catch every pitch from every Pittsburgh Pirates game. Streaming live with 93.7 The Fan on the free Odyssey app.
Hayes throws on the first, and he gets the odd dome.
The voices you know, the team you love. Pirates baseball lives here on 93.7 The Fan and the free Odyssey app. AUDACY. Download it today. Live games available for fans in market only. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Company.
Hey, this is Lisa. It has been 2 unbelievable years since I bought Nest Expressions Window Fashions in Wexford. I have been doing what I love best. Draperies and blinds for every type of home and every budget. 724-933-5500.
Pirates baseball today on the station that invented baseball on the radio.
Hayes dives, has it from his knees to second one. Relay, 2, double play. It's hard to left field. Going back is Pache. It's a cruise missile. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
The Bucks face the A's at 2:40 with the North Shore Tavern Leadoff Show presented by Pella Windows on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
As you know, I've had cancer treatment. The chemotherapy radiation jacked up my balance, big time. Got to hold on to railings, up and down stairs. Feel uneasy doing any sort of hiking. I've even fallen a few times. I need help. I found it. I'm serious. Physical, Physical, game-changing physical therapy. One-on-one patient treatment. At Physical, they're experts in dizziness and balance disorders, knee and back pain, cutting-edge technology. Physical, 412-457-8200. 412-457-8200.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Justin from California asks, you're always asking guests about estate documents. Is this something I can do online, or do I really need to go see an estate attorney? My wife and I are in our early 40s with one child and a net worth of $1.2 million, but not a lot of accounts or complications. Justin, I'm a believer in you get what you pay for, especially when it comes to estate planning. That said, if your situation is basic and simple, you could use one of those online services. Don't forget to check your benefits at work to see if estate planning is included.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
You said something I think is important. My wife, Christine, is here. I call her honey if you think I'm being weird. About this versus pancreatic cancer, breast cancer, breast mammographies. What do you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so, I mean, the fact that we have all of these wonderful tools to detect mammograms, to detect breast cancer in its earliest stages is one reason that we've seen so many more women survive breast cancer, is that if you get a mammogram and it catches the cancer in an early stage, it can often be treated and not before it's spread. Whereas pancreatic cancer, right now, there's no good test, for a general population to determine if there's cancer in the pancreas. And by the time it's discovered, it's often spread.
Jim, thanks for hanging in there, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, 4 years ago, my wife was diagnosed with stage 3. And I told her that at the time the attitude was real important. So I was with her all the way. She got chemotherapy, radiation. She lost her left breast. She had lost lymph nodes. The UPMC McGee was absolutely wonderful. Hellman. I'll say this. It's hell to go through for a woman.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They go through chemo, and Marty, if I remember right, she was going through 3 or 4 hour session, and then radiation.
The road to perdition, man. Yep. It's
I mean, I'll tell you what. The thing that I told her was that, and I used to call on surgeons and stuff, and I remember them telling me the attitude's everything, and you're treating that serious illness. And I said, you have to stay positive attitude. And I've never been more proud. And the last time she was at her oncologist, they said she had an 88% chance it wouldn't return. It was stage 3.
Thank you for
that.
It's
That's
a great
wonderful.
Story. It's important. By the way, the attitude really, and my wife's cheering me on actually helped a great deal in my life. And my sister, who's struggling with pancreatic cancer, her attitude has made a massive difference. So his point, honey, is really valid.
There is a mind-body connection, really, there is. And if you have a positive attitude and the support that helps you keep up as much as you can. I mean, of course, you're going to have down days and down times, but if you can stay strong mentally, it does make a big difference.
I want to grab Patrick here for a second because we got something coming up in the next hour that's, I don't know, it's been we've been together, producer, everything, you name it, we've done it together for pushing 20 years. We had this hour yesterday that kind of shocked me, and it takes a lot to shock me, right?
Oh, it's stunning. Both of us.
Right.
We've seen a lot.
So set it up for us, what we have going on right now in Washington Hospital in the emergency room.
So we've got the mother of a 17-year-old. They're both in Washington Hospital. They've been in the emergency room for, almost 4 days.
Since Sunday.
Since Sunday afternoon, trying to get emergency mental health care for her son.
He's autistic.
He's prone to violent outbursts, and she's been through this before, so she knows he needs emergency psychiatric care.
Right.
But they can't find a bed anywhere.
And God bless her, she vowed to stay in that emergency room until she gets a bed for him.
Absolutely. And she's even sent us a couple of videos to show us what they're experiencing. The hospital folks have been wonderful.
They've been wonderful.
But there aren't any beds
think
nearby.
About this. To Patrick's point, they had to search, UPMC had to search every single bed in every facility they have all over the state. Couldn't find one. I'm not kidding you. It's that difficult. And this is a problem that we now realize, Patrick, that a lot of parents, we're getting emails and live texts. This is a huge issue.
Yeah, we're getting flooded with messages from people who have experienced the same thing, and they don't have anywhere to turn either.
Nowhere to go. To imagine, and here's the deal, he's in a group home, but what happens is, and these are her words, not mine, he gets extremely violent. Yeah. They're afraid of him. She wanted to bring him to a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist said, we're afraid for you to bring him in the office.
Right.
So he's been sedated in the emergency room at Washington Hospital since Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock.
I can't even imagine.
Now, we've had the forces from all over the state working to find a place for this young man and his wonderful mother. And we're going to get into that right off the top. And we're going to talk to a woman from an agency that says, hey, Marty, this is just one case. There are thousands. And this is a hellhole. As we're learning here, Patrick, for a parent.
Well, yeah, for some parents, this is a bottomless pit. The need is very great. It's huge.
It's huge. So we need your attention in the next hour as we work to resolve this incredibly important issue. Honey, thank you. Love you, dear.
Love you. Thanks for having me on.
See you later, sweetheart.
Bye.
Bye.
The KDKA mobile news fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington, Wexford, and Uniontown. Visit ShorkeyKia.com today.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-254-4574. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-254-4574 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-254-4574 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-254-4574.
Andy Amrine here for my favorite sustainable gardening product, Pit Moss. Better Homes and Gardens named Pit Moss the #1 overall potting and peat-free soil. It's lightweight and requires 2/3 less water. For beautiful plants, buy Pit Moss at your local hardware or garden center.
Building owners, my friends at NASCO Roofing, they're experts in replacing flat roofs for commercial, industrial, and residential buildings. With many flat roof material choices, you want NASCO's experienced pros on your roof. Benefit from their experience and their lifetime warranty on materials and labor. Call NASCO Roofing today for a free flat roof estimate. 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. NASCO Roofing, spelled NASCO, the region's flat roof experts.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas. The perfect place for mom.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Partly sunny skies. It's 71 at 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. In Los Angeles, police in riot gear arrived at the UCLA campus after pro-Palestinian and pro-Israeli protesters clashed overnight. The university says it called law enforcement when it all became violent. And in New York City, the NYPD used an armored vehicle with a ladder to enter a second-story window at Hamilton Hall on the Columbia University campus. Police arrested protesters barricaded inside the administrative building and led them out in handcuffs after getting a request to intervene from Columbia's president. The arrestees are expected to face charges including trespassing and criminal mischief. The city of Pittsburgh is set to expand its ShotSpotter gunfire detection system. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has the story.
While some major cities are considering whether to abandon the controversial gunfire detection system, in Pittsburgh, city officials are expanding the technologies used to carry it. Council voted Tuesday to approve expanding the program. The city initially implemented the ShotSpotter in 3 square miles between East Hills and Garfield in 2015. In 2018, it was expanded to all 6 police zones. Critics argue that a lack of transparency about the system should be reason enough for officials to ask more questions before making use of it. The move is expected to cost $133,000 per year. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Monroeville police are investigating car break-ins at the Westmoreland Heritage Trail. Officers say 2 vehicles were broken into Sunday at the Saunders Station parking lot. Now, this isn't the first time there have been break-ins along the Heritage Trail, but it is the first time this season. Now an update on the redevelopment of the Lower Hill District. News Radio KDK's Paul Alexander has the story.
All of those involved held the first community meeting for the Lower Hill District. The F&B Tower has gone up quickly, and they hope to host the first music event in early 2026. Vice President of Development with the Buccini Polling Group says things are coming together.
So, as most of you know, we've been rounding the corner on the Block G development, which is the F&B Financial Center, and lapping around to the music venue.
When it's all said and done, this will indeed be a great destination for the city of Pittsburgh. Paul Alexander, News Radio, KDKA.
The Pittsburgh Cultural Trust is announcing a change for the upcoming Three Rivers Arts Festival. This year's event is expanding to the Rachel Carson Bridge. A new stage will feature twice daily entertainment, including music, literary readings, and other activities. The festival starts on May 31st. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 104 points at 37,921. The Nasdaq is down 15 points, and the S&P is down 7. KDKA Sports, A's over the Pirates 5-2 on Tuesday. Connor Joe homered in the first inning. Quinn Priester starts for the Bucks today. Pittsburgh and Oakland play at 3:37 on News Radio KDKA. And West Virginia beat Pitt 11-1 last night at PNC Park. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick, installing most roofs in just one day. TrustPJ.com. It's sunny, 71 in Pittsburgh now. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbors said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group. Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
Hey guys, Marty. Had 2 great meals with my wife in the last month. Both of them at Oakmont. Both of them at restaurants owned by my good friend J.K., the man. Okay, the Lot. I'm not exaggerating. The best brunch I've ever had at the Lot. I'm serious. The best dinner I've had in a year, Hofstadt's. They're in the same town. They're on the same strip. They're owned by the same man. The Lot and Hofstadt's. JK delivers. Great stuff. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser and Genesis. Hey, Kath.
I'm Marty, and we still have crews working to clear an accident on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. And this is on the westbound side, and it's between Allegheny Valley and Butler Valley. Mile marker 41.6. We have the center and left lanes currently blocked, and a pretty good backlog of traffic as you approach that accident scene. We've cleared out on most of the roadways. The Parkway East is now clear into the tunnels. 28 looks good. Parkway North, no problems. Parkway West, still a little slow right around the runaway truck Sam Hyle into the tunnels. And taking a look at Cordell and Cordell traffic cams, 79 continues to do very well through the construction zone to the Neville Island Bridge. With AAA traffic, I'm Kathy Bergman on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine mixing with clouds for the rest of today with a warm afternoon high of 82. Then tonight, clear to partly cloudy and mild, low 58. Sunshine, some clouds and warm tomorrow, high 84. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's spring. That means birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, Mother's Day, and fresh, colorful spring flowers from oliverflowers.com. Family owned Oliver Flowers, celebrating spring for 95 years. Order online for free delivery in their service area. oliverflowers.com.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Marty Griffin. I'm here, 10 to 2. Loving it, digging it. Great opportunity. I've been doing this 30 plus years. One of the more dramatic stories I've ever heard, and it played out live on this talk show yesterday. A wonderful woman came to us, quite frankly, desperate and in a panic situation. She was in the emergency room, still is, at Washington Hospital, and those folks have been amazing, to be honest, with her son, who's severely autistic and has had violent outbursts, and she's afraid and can't get help. And God bless this woman, because Carrie said, I ain't leaving this hospital till I have help for my son. That's pretty much the gist of it, right, Patrick?
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, I thought I heard everything until now. Carrie, good morning. How are you?
I'm okay.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm in day 4 in the ER, so, you know. Yeah.
How's your
It's
son?
hard living here.
How's your
Yeah.
son?
He's good. He's sedated, you know, so.
Okay, I have a bad connection with you. Do me a favor and call right back, okay?
Okay, I'll call back.
Yeah,
Bye.
horrible connection. I don't know
Okay.
why, but it sounds off. And that's my fault, that dial tone. So the truth of the matter is, I'm going to keep doing that until I ruin the whole show. The truth of the matter is that we're in a situation in America where there's no place for these folks to go. And no one is more aware of that than Susan. Good morning, Susan. How are you?
Good morning. How you doing?
Great. Susan Coyle, tell our folks your background and your expertise in this area, and let's talk about this dramatic situation unfolding.
Okay. I am a psychiatric nurse and came into the position of Chief Executive Officer at Chartier Center about 14 years ago. And one of the things that our agency does, and a lot of the community mental health centers in the state of Pennsylvania do, is provide an array of services from outpatient to case management, and oftentimes it does include mental health specialized housing.
Hey,
so
I have never, I had no idea that there was such a desperate need for beds. I had no idea that parents can't find a pediatric care for their kids with severe problems. It's kind of frightening what's going on in the healthcare business as tied to this, right?
Yeah, housing is, I would say, I mean, when you think about, you know, what people need to get well and recover, the most basic survival need is housing, food and housing. And we definitely are in a crisis with housing in this country, and especially if you have a mental health issue in which you need special care and support.
It's a disgrace, honestly. Susan, and you're wonderful. You have a great rep. And this hospital, quite frankly, was doing everything to try to find a bed for this woman's son, and they couldn't. That's unimaginable to me, but it's quite common, is it not?
Yes, it is common. The resources in housing are so sparse that, you know, when someone does get to the point where they present in an emergency room or an inpatient unit, they do tend to get priority for housing that's available. However, there's just generally not enough.
It's amazing. It makes me sad. It's got to make you sad and frustrated, right?
It makes me very sad, and I mean, I think, you know, we all know about the homeless crisis too, and the people who are mentally ill and on the streets. So add that to the picture.
What are Susan? I don't even know if there's an answer. What the hell is a mom supposed to do as a violent son who's severely autistic, could hurt himself or someone else, and has nowhere for him? What the hell are they supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a challenge. I mean, I can tell you that in our county, there are there's a growing awareness of the special needs of certain populations,
Right.
and they are putting forth a lot of money and effort to create specialized housing.
But some folks
So
are
I'm
out
not-
there on their own, right? I mean, honestly, some folks are on this island, and they're afraid.
Absolutely.
And they camp
Absolutely.
out. You'd think it was a bizarre thing for a mother to camp out in an emergency room, but I would have done the same thing. I mean, right?
Yes.
They get desperate.
I would have too. I would have as well.
And I got to say this about
Yeah, there's-
Washington. This is not. We can't blame Washington Hospital. They've done a hell of a job trying to find help for this wonderful woman and her son. Have they not?
Absolutely. This is a bigger issue than just one hospital, just one provider. It's a systemic issue.
Wow. Hold on for me. I want to grab Carrie. Carrie, how are you? We got you now? Carrie, you there? Oh, she's gone again. I'm having a great time with Carrie today. Hi,
Hello?
Carrie. I got you.
Hi.
All right, that's much better.
Okay, good.
So you have been in the emergency room of that hospital since when?
Sunday at 2 p.m.
Patrick, Sunday at 2 p.m. So now we're Sunday, Monday, 4 days.
We're on day 4. Yeah, day 4 of a bed search. We're looking for a bed.
One bed.
Yeah.
And describe your son's symptoms so people understand how desperate you need help.
Well, he's a very sweet boy, but when he gets discombobulated and out of sorts, he gets incredibly aggressive because he cannot express himself any other way than by being aggressive and by breaking things and throwing things. And that's how he lets us know that he's struggling and he's hurting.
And he was in a
something's
group
wrong.
home, but not really safe there, right? Because he could
That's
hurt
right.
himself or
That's
something.
right. He was in a group home. Unfortunately, they only had one staff, the 2 children, and I don't think they were really prepared for him. So I'm not going to make all kind of changes, but I'm just not sure how comfortable I feel about it. During the week in their care, in the week that he was in their care, he broke 10 items and tried to throw a fire extinguisher at a staff member.
Oh. Wow.
And he broke 2 TVs, 2 DVD players, a Nintendo game system, 2 doors, put a hole in the wall, and tried to break the grill outside.
Oh, gosh.
And they didn't think that was an emergency.
Oh, my gosh.
So I had to come and, okay, he's struggling. He's having a problem. We need to take him to get him calmed down. He is not adjusting here.
There were psychiatrists that didn't feel that it was safe for you to bring them to their office.
That was Healing Bridges.
Yeah.
The intake woman's name's Marion, and yes, she said she didn't feel safe and didn't want him in the office.
Wow.
Yes.
So there's some hope in this. The folks at Washington Hospital have been working all night.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's the psychiatrist upstairs came down. He was come down with an attitude and was here for 2 minutes and left. So more could be done.
Hold
but
on,
they choose
hold
not
on.
to.
Look, come on. People are working hard to help you. Okay, they're doing the best they can. And as you know, this is a crisis, and I know you're stressed, but they're doing a hell of a lot to help you. I'm told they have a bed for you in Philadelphia.
No, I am on a wait list for that bed.
Okay.
I'm on a wait list for beds.
When though? Do you know when?
No, there's no telling when. They have to wait for patients to exit before new patients can come in.
But you're going to have a bed there, I'm told, in the next few days. Is that fair?
I don't know that. No, we don't know. It could be 2 weeks.
And you're going
They have to wait for children to exit the hospital before new ones can come in.
And are you going to stay there until you get a place?
If I leave my spot in line for a bed, I have to go. I leave the line for the bed.
All right. Hang on for me, all right? Both of you guys, all right? All right.
Okay.
It's crazy. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA Traffic powered by Bowser in Genesis. Hey, Kath.
I'm Marty, and we do have an accident for folks on the outbound side of the Liberty Tunnels. Right before you get over toward 51, crews are just on the way to the scene there, so expect some slow-moving traffic as you make your way across the bridge, coming off of the Boulevard of the Allies and Crosstown Boulevard. Parkway West on the inbound still slow for you as you make your way past the Parkway Center on-ramp down toward the tunnels. We also have some slow traffic on the approach ramps, the Parkway East and the Portal Bridge heading for the outbound Parkway West. With AAA Traffic, I'm Kathy Bergman on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking.
I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIMO for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIMO for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIMO.
When my parents passed, we sat down with Julian Gray, who's now become a close friend, at grayouterlaw.com. I'm serious. He relieved so much pain for us, so much financial stress, laid out for us my parents' estate, the taxes, went to court for us, represented our family like no one else has ever done. Now I send all my closest friends there all day long. Julian Gray is the best in the business. There is no comparison, folks. grayouterlaw.com, grayouterlaw.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
If there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon. If you've looked around Greater Pittsburgh recently, you've probably noticed. From gas to groceries to everything else you need on a regular basis, Par Mar has it. And remember, if there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
This is what we would call a crisis. This wonderful woman, did you hear what she said her son, who's a wonderful boy, she's committed her entire life to him, and that he needs help, and he's severely autistic. And Carrie has been in the emergency room at Washington Hospital since Sunday. I saw the videos, Carrie, where you're staying in a room now, in essence, right?
Yeah, it's an emergency room, yes.
And do they treat him at all, or how do they manage? Has he had any of these episodes while he's there?
Yes, he's had 3 violent outbursts the last 3 days, and the first day had to be restrained with security and given medicine, shots, Ativan and Halidol, and then he needed Ativan and Halidol the next 2 days as well. Yeah, he was trying to throw things around here. He punched me. He punched security. He tried to punch the wall in the door here.
Oh, gosh.
Throwing the garbage can around, all that.
I got to grab Susan here. Susan from Chartier Center, yes. Susan Coyle, fantastic organization. This is horrifying to hear, but this is not the only case, is it, my friend?
No, it's not.
And she's sitting there until she gets a bed.
Right, yeah, and it's especially difficult, as Carrie's unfortunately experiencing, when it's a child.
There's nowhere for her to go right now. I mean, it's crazy in America. Is it not crazy, Susan?
Yeah, we definitely need more housing, more specialized housing, more housing where there's treatment. I was hearing what you were saying, Carrie, about some of the activities that were happening in the past week in the group home.
Yeah.
When staff are, when we have, the system is just plagued by workforce challenges, and I don't know if that's the case for you, but, having staff that are trained and have the expertise to deal with different clinical situations, that's a challenge as well.
Yeah, I still, Susan, I got to keep asking you, and I hate to put you on the spot. What the hell is she supposed to do? No, really. If you're here, her, Susan, you're sitting there, what the hell is she supposed to do?
She's doing exactly the right thing.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I think it's not something that, Washington Hospital can fix. No. I don't think, providers are kind of in the same boat. This is a systematic issue. Yep. If her son were my child, I'd be doing the same thing, being a strong advocate and speaking up.
Oh, I love her. She knows that. Hey, Carrie.
Yes.
I know you're kind of sick of all this, and why wouldn't you be? But you committed your life. You would die for your son.
Absolutely.
You pointed out something yesterday that was kind of horrifying, but I did some research, and it was accurate.
Yeah, it is.
Some parents get so desperate that they do what?
Murder-suicide. They take their disabled child out with them, and that solves all the problems, and then there's no more pain.
Come on. Seriously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's nowhere for her to go. Look, if my son had some rare brain disease or bone disease or blood disease, he'd be in everywhere. I mean, St. Jude's, there's all kind of hospitals, children's hospitals. There's all kind of medicine for this, but there's no medicine for autism. No. There's no medicine for it, actually. And they treat it as a mental health thing, but it's not mental health. My son has a neurological condition. It's a neurological thing.
So let me read this, and trust me on this, because these people are very trustworthy, and they would not steer me wrong. I just got a text. A Philly will take him. They're calling in any minute now for an update, and they're pushing. In other words, they have a bed for you in Philly. You're not going to be sitting there for a week. You got to trust me on this, okay?
Okay. I will. Thank you.
All right. I got to grab Mel here. Mel.
Hi, this is Mel.
Mel, how are you?
Well, I've just been through a similar situation, and they basically didn't take very good care of my son at his group home. He got banned from certain hospitals.
Wow.
Our local ones, believe it or not.
And what? He's got this severe autism. Same thing.
He's got severe autism. He's 23 years old.
And rather than helping him, they tell you stay the hell away from the hospital.
Well, it's because we had gone there in an emergency. So in an emergency situation, somebody gets hurt. The kid starts throwing things around because he's not getting what he wants, or maybe he's not on the right medicine. Maybe he's eating the wrong foods. There's a whole list of things. But what they do first is they give him drugs.
Yeah, that's what Carrie's saying.
Yeah.
And so sometimes drugs are the catalyst that makes them more aggravated.
So, Mel, your son is aggressive. Where is he right now?
He just moved into a new home with a new company this past Friday. I had 31 months of taking care of my son here at home. We have a large home in Upper St. Clair. We've got a pool in our backyard. A nice place for him to be. But his waiver would not provide a vehicle for him. So basically, he was in a luxury jail.
So you understand what Carrie's saying? There's nowhere to put these kids. There isn't. There's no beds.
Exactly.
Wow.
And so what I'm trying to do.
Wow.
I am a professional. I am a personal trainer. I had to take 3 years off my life to take care of my child, to bring him back to health. They had starved him to where he was down to 120 pounds at his group home. He got too fed for a month. So it's like it's one extreme or the other.
Wow. It's a nightmare.
Yeah. So he was in care. They starved him. I had to bring him home after he was too fed for 20 days. And then the help you get, and this is even with a supports coordinator.
Right.
Now, do you have a supports coordinator?
Carrie.
Of course. We have like 20 people.
She's had like 20. Yeah, it's
we have everybody, but I got to be honest. A lot of them.
So it's been very
high turnover rate in his career.
I have no idea. We're having an issue with the phone here. Oh, they're both gone now. Every call just drops off. All right. It's a crazy day. It's hard to manage all this madness. I hope they call back. At the end of the day, I'm kind of discombobulated here because I'm at my wit's end. I've been doing Get Marty stuff, and Patrick has been doing it for forever. And I've never had a case like this. Have you?
No, I've never seen one like this. Not to this degree.
That these folks are helpless. There's nothing anyone can do.
No. The closest I've seen over the years were parents of Down syndrome kids.
Oh, wow.
Who could also sometimes get violent, and they're very strong, and got kicked out of group homes because they couldn't behave.
I had to get Carrie again before we get to this break. I can't imagine what you're going through. I don't know how do you keep it together. How do you do that?
I don't know. I cry a lot.
Yeah. All right. So you've been in the hospital since Sunday. You're there until now. It's Wednesday. I'm guaranteed you're going to Philly for help. Where would they take you in Philly? I apologize.
It's a hospital called Foundations, and Ryan's actually been there before for an incident like this, and they were good.
Okay. Excuse my ignorance, my dear. What happens when you get there?
Well, they take him in, and they're going to observe him for a while. They'll bring his meds, and they'll keep him on a good schedule, and then they're just going to see how hyped up he is, and they'll probably adjust his meds. And what we need is, for the group home, they need a PRN med. They need a med for him when he does get really agitated.
Okay.
They need something to help him calm down in the group home in order to manage him there.
I get it.
And psychiatry has been very hesitant to prescribe.
I see. I'm with you on this. You know, I love you. I love your passion. I love the fact that you care so damn much, as I hope all of us would. I want to thank Susan. I want to thank Mel, and I want to thank you, Carrie. Obviously, we're in touch with you all day long. Let's make sure this gets done today. All right, my dear?
All right. Thank you so much for your help and for spreading awareness.
Oh, please. I'm kind of had an epiphany about all this stuff, and I'm kind of blown away by this American tragedy.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps, or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your Legacy Box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Legacy Box is offering a 60% discount. Order yours today and take advantage of our best Mother's Day sale ever. Visit legacybox.com/value, and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value for 60% off. legacybox.com/value.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
71 and partly cloudy at 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. New this hour, talk of police force consolidation is getting pushback in Armstrong County. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story.
About 50 residents packed the Kiski Township Municipal Building to hear details about a potential merger of Township Police with the Southern Armstrong Regional Police Department. Brittany Hilliard, chairwoman of the Township Supervisors, tells KDKA Radio she is against any regionalization at this point.
As I don't think that it would be beneficial for Kiski Township or the residents. I know that they mentioned a cost savings of $250,000, but what they're not considering is all of the reimbursements we receive.
Kiski Township Supervisors anticipate that spending cuts or tax hikes will be needed to balance next year's budget. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Violence prevention detectives made a couple of arrests over the weekend, stopping 2 men with guns. Officers say Javon Embry had a firearm in his pocket in Bedford Dwellings, and during a traffic stop, Police seized pistol magazines and rifle ammunition. Embry was charged with carrying a firearm without a license, among other things. Separately, officers patrolling in Homewood say Isaiah Beatty had what appeared to be a gun protruding from his T-shirt. He was stopped and did not have a concealed carry permit. Beatty was arrested and also charged. A hoarding problem at a home in Plumboro has become so bad, various items are piling up outside the house on Shelbourne Drive. One neighbor calls the property an absolute mess. The front door is blocked, the driveway is filled to the street. Debbie Wilson lives nearby and told KDKA TV,
"It's an eyesore and disgusting to look at. I keep the front blinds of my house closed."
The junk has also spilled into the backyard. Plum's mayor said the borough has tried code enforcement and tickets, but nothing has worked. The county's Agency on Aging can only help if the homeowner asks for it. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 97 points at 37,913. The Nasdaq is down 51, the S&P down 14 points. KDKA Radio News Time 11:32. Our next update at noon on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDKA.
It's that time of year to get your home improvement projects underway, and my friends at Kepco Plumbing, Kitchen, and Bath have some great specials to help you finalize your plans. Remodeling your bathroom? Save up to $1,600 on a complete Kepco tub and shower conversion. Have other projects in mind? Make them happen with Kepco's special 1-year same-as-cash financing. Call 412-821-KEPT. That's 412-821-5378. Kepco Plumbing, Kitchen, and Bath, where prices are kept low and customers are kept satisfied.
Hello, I'm business broker Bruce Violet, and I often get asked, what's the best business to get into these days? Well, the answer is the all-new home-based franchise businesses, available in hundreds of different business categories. Ever dreamed of owning your own business, working from home at an extremely affordable cost? Well, now you can, and together we can make it happen. To learn more, visit my website at OpportunityU.com. That's OpportunityU.com, or call 800-980-2040.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbor said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group. Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
You've been told you have neuropathy. Tired of the burning, numbness, tingling? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers and Dr. Sean Ritchie, D.C. get results.
My legs were on fire from my toes to my knees. They were numb. I've gone to 46 doctors. I was desperate. Believe me, I was desperate. I would do anything to get better because my life wasn't the life I wanted. It's the first time I'm able to walk. I couldn't walk more than 3 or 4 steps. Now I can walk blocks.
And I went to doctors and they'd give me pills. My improvement has gone 60% and I'm on my way to 100%.
You know, don't listen to the neurologist when I tell you there's nothing that can be done. And once the nerve is dead, it's dead. Because there is something that can be done. I'm living proof of that.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Suffering from neuropathy? Visit marydanston.com or call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers with locations throughout the greater Pittsburgh area.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Movement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser and Genesis. Hey, Kath.
Hi, Marty, and traffic is still very slow on the Pennsylvania Turnpike on the westbound side. It's between Allegheny Valley and Butler Valley. The reason for it, an accident that still blocks the center and left-hand lanes at mile marker 41.6. So we do have a tow truck there on the scene. Hopefully it won't be too much longer until things start to loosen them up for you through there. Inbound on the Parkway North, you are good to go. No problems at all. On the outbound side, HOV lanes are open, but traffic is clear all the way up to 79. And looking at the inbound side of the Parkway East, it looks good through the Squirrel Hill tunnels. miles. But as you make your way up onto the Fort Pitt Bridge, we're still looking at some sluggish traffic through that bathtub section heading up onto the bridge. With AAA Traffic, I'm Kathy Bergman on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine mixing with clouds the rest of today and becoming warmer, high 82. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, though 58. Tomorrow, more sun than clouds, high 84. Friday, clouds, limited sun, maybe a late-day thunderstorm, high 85. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Don't pay retail for your diamond engagement ring or gift. Come to cleanorigin.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
There's a piece about downtown Pittsburgh. I'm a Pittsburgh guy. I grew up here. This is my town. It's your town. We give a damn. I'm downtown a lot. It's patchy. It's like your lawn after a long winter. Big patches in it that need addressed. And there are places downtown that suck. I got to be honest. There are places where folks are passed out on the streets. There are folks knotted off, overdosing on drugs. Still, there are folks still defecating and urinating. We're making progress, but it's not where it should be. There was a massive fight there last Thursday night. 40 punks, juveniles, beat the hell out of each other with lawn chairs or whatever the hell kind of chairs they had. A lot of this has to do with a lot of folks never came back to work. Now they're getting empty buildings. And there's this phrase out there that I hate to hear, but it's happening in cities called the doom loop, where in essence these cities start to spiral. St. Louis is an example. And once they spiral, they're in the crapper and you can't fix them. Empty buildings. The biggest building in St. Louis is vacant, 44-story AT&T building. And folks are saying, oh my God, could we have the doom loop in Pittsburgh? And then they pointed out in the Wall Street Journal, quite frankly, that Detroit, of all places, is the shining star in this doom loop scenario. One of my favorite people, a brilliant guest, real estate mogul, let's call him, Aaron Stauber, joins us. He knows this stuff inside and out, owns nearly 20 buildings in our town. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing, Marty?
All right, my man. Because this guy will tell you the truth. Do we have hope for Pittsburgh, sir?
Yeah, you've heard me say this before. We have a lot of hope, actually. And I'm not one of these fantasy guys. So I really do believe we can definitely turn the city back to where it was.
Okay. How much help, because you need help, are you getting from politicians who generally don't help in this kind of scenario? What kind of help are you getting now from City Hall, sir, that we can scream about?
Okay. Well, if you want to talk about positive, the major positive is that just a couple weeks ago, this city passed a crucial, it's called LERTA, which is a tax abatement program, and it's specifically designed downtown to incentivize turning some of these older, obsolete office buildings into beautiful new residential buildings. So that's huge. None of these projects could move forward without that first step. So certainly want to talk about that. The other thing that I'm encouraged by is there is a coalition now, a very strong coalition among the city, council, the mayor, and also the Allegheny Conference, Chamber of Commerce, and also Governor Shapiro, and also the Assembly, the Congress people, the legislators in Harrisburg. They now definitely are focusing on the matter. So that gives me encouragement.
All right, let's get specific. My man owns the Gulf Tower. That building is gorgeous. So you have a plan. Tell us the plan. I love this plan.
Yeah, we have more than a plan. I mean, we're going to make this happen. Nice. So, what happened is in 2021, it's everyone in Pittsburgh knows the Gulf Tower building. It's the one with the beautiful lights up there. Yeah. But we had a massive transformer fire down in the basement. It blew out major components of the system. And given the current state of the office market, we really didn't believe there was a future if we wanted to reconstitute this building as a, office building. So we went out and we actually located a preeminent developer called Left Lane Development. They're out of New York. We did some due diligence on them, and if anybody wants to check them out, they just opened one of their brand new hotels in Savannah, Georgia. It's called the Bardo, Bardo.
This is like a big shot hotel. This is like a place where you would stay.
5-star.
That's what I'm saying. I'm in the Motel 6. You're in the Bardo. My man.
No. I go to Ramada Inn. You go to Motel 6.
So when does this start, man? What are you saying?
Well, so if all goes well, they'll be closing on the property this summer.
Oh.
And then what we'll do is we need to relocate the existing tenants. We still have about half the building is still occupied with some of our great tenants.
Sure.
And so they all know about what's going on. We've had discussions with them, and we've made arrangements to work with them to get, to relocate them to new office space elsewhere. And the good news is most of them are staying in downtown. Nice. Some of them are even increasing their footprint, so that's good news too. And that'll take us till about, I think, somewhere between January and May of 25. We'll have the building vacated, and once we do that, they could start demolition. It's on an 18-month, construction project.
So seriously, Aaron, this isn't BS. This is really happening.
Yeah, look, I mean, there's literally millions of dollars being spent.
Wow.
So if it doesn't happen, it's not because everything I know tells me it's going to happen.
Wow. Hey, man.
And it's going to be. It's not just a hotel. It's really fantastic. I mean, I've seen they haven't released publicly the plans for what they're doing, but it is something that no other city in America has.
Wow.
I can tell you factually.
Well, tell us.
All right. So the ground floor, the first, I think, 10 levels of the building will be hotel and amenity space, meaning meeting space, spa, world-class spa. And then as you go up in the building higher, as the building narrows, there'll all be beautiful residential apartments, magnificent apartments, studios, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. Obviously, as you get higher up, these apartments get even more magnificent. On the 31st floor of the building, which used to be for Gulf Oil, is their executive floor. It's a very unique floor because in the middle of the building, they decided to make it double height. So it's a very high ceiling, and the windows are also double height. So they're going to make that actually into a private club with restaurants and bar and meeting spaces that people from the business community, can join and become members of the bar. And then people that are either in the hotel or in the apartments will have exclusive use of that as well.
This is the Gulf Tower, man. This is really cool, brother. Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's a $200 million project.
Whoa. And how much money will come from the government?
Currently, the only thing that is directly, and again, it's not money given to them, but it's this tax abatement program. So
that's what I want people to know. This is all your money. That's why I love you, man.
Yeah, private investors are putting in $50 million of this. And then we're going to get, loans from, banks for about the next 75% that's needed.
It's unbelievable.
But we're putting in the first $50 million.
Hey, man, can you hang?
Sure.
All right, man. Love this guy. You know why? 2 reasons. Number 1, my man gives a damn. That's hard to find. Number 2, he doesn't mess around. He gets it done. That is amazing news. That's amazing to hear. From the PJ, very cool. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, it's KDKA AAA Traffic powered by Bowser and Genesis. Hey, Kath.
Hey, Marty, and traffic around the area. Still busy on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. I'm looking at that westbound side, and it is still slow between Allegheny Valley and Butler Valley, and that's mile marker 41.6 where that accident occurred. So tow truck working with that. Hopefully not much longer, but you still see some slow traffic as you travel through there. Parkways are in pretty decent shape right now. Not seeing any major delays. HOV lanes are now open on the outbound side of the Parkway North. With AAA traffic, I'm Kathy Bergman on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Home sweet home. That's where a lot of us feel most comfortable these days. But what about going back to the doctor? Better yet, you can see your primary care doctor virtually without leaving the comfort of your home sweet home. Healthy is happening right now with video visits from AHN. Because providing care just the way you like it is living proof. Visit ahn.org/video visits.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-578-2415. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-578-2415 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. That's 800-578-2415. To see if you qualify. That's 800-578-2415.
KDKA, covered by Rhino Shield. Looks like paint and lasts for decades with a 25-year warranty.
Hey, this is Lisa. It has been 2 unbelievable years since I bought Nest Expressions Window Fashions in Wexford. I have been doing what I love best. Draperies and blinds for every type of home and every budget. 724-933-5500.
Pirates baseball today on the station that invented baseball on the radio.
Hayes dives, has it from his knees to second one. Relay, 2, double play. Just hard to left field. Going back is passe. It's a cruise missile. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
The Bucks face the A's at 2:40 with the North Shore Tavern Leadoff Show presented by Pella Windows on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Progressive presents Good News, Bad News, Dumb News, then Great News. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbors said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group. Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, guys, Marty. Had 2 great meals with my wife in the last month. Both of them at Oakmont. Both of them at restaurants owned by my good friend J.K., the man. Okay, the Lot. I'm not exaggerating. The best brunch I've ever had at the Lot. I'm serious. The best dinner I've had in a year. Hofstadt's. They're in the same town. They're on the same strip. They're owned by the same man. The Lot and Hofstadt's. J.K. delivers. Great stuff.
The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Aaron Staubert joining me from Rugby Realty, owns 18 to 20 buildings downtown. Does not see Pittsburgh ever getting into what they call a doom loop like St. Louis. You see Pittsburgh heading more on the track that Detroit has, sir, do you not? And Detroit is now killing it. Do you not see this, sir?
Yeah, well, it's ironic that you're bringing up Detroit because actually when I first started my real estate career, I first started it in Detroit. This was in 1990. Wow. And at the time, when I was looking for deals, I went to Detroit, and I also visited Pittsburgh.
Wow.
And so I was actually operating for about 4 to 5 years in both cities. Ultimately, I decided to not continue to invest in Detroit, and I decided to further invest in Pittsburgh for very specific reasons. And those reasons still continue today. I mean, it's ironic that the article in the Wall Street Journal talked about, what's going on in Detroit. But, my goal is that in about a year, they'll be having those articles about Pittsburgh. And here is the reason specifically why I was very concerned about Detroit and why I love Pittsburgh.
Right.
So when I went to downtown Detroit, what I noticed was people had fled downtown Detroit, and they literally created alternate downtowns that were competing directly with downtown Detroit. So, like, for example, there's Bloomfield Hills, Farmington Hills, Auburn Hills, Dearborn. Those were – so every time I try to get people interested in downtown Detroit, they pretty much were more interested in going to one of these newer, downtowns in the area. What I loved about Pittsburgh was that the only major and real downtown is the Golden Triangle.
Right.
So even though now it's expanded to include the North Shore, the Strip District, the South Shore, and obviously Oakland, the center of the spoke is still downtown. And actually, that's the interesting part of it, that, we've seen tremendous growth now in the Strip District. Literally, I think there's over 1,600 brand new residents.
Oh, it's unbelievable, brother. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and the North Shore has a similar situation with everything going on over there. And then, you still have, Station Square and those areas south. Downtown Detroit right now, the total has about 4,000 residential units. When you go to downtown Pittsburgh right now, they've got about 7,000 residential units.
So, Aaron Stauber, I compare you to Dan Gilbert, and I'll tell you why. He's a billionaire, and he started Rocket Mortgage, and he said, hell with this, Detroit's my town. I'm going to rebuild Detroit. It does take great men and or women to push this, does it not, sir? Does it not?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it does. But you have to have great leadership in the government sector as well.
Yeah, so I want to get to that. So I keep hearing that Mayor Gainey's a pain in the ass, Sarah Inamorato's a pain in the ass, that they could care less about developers and that they would rather see what they see downtown now is that not much is happening. Is that fair or is that not fair, sir?
I'm not going to subscribe to what you just said.
Okay.
We have an unbelievable working relationship now with the mayor and with Sarah. And look, I mean, they very much, I am totally 100% confident that they want to see downtown thrive. They really, really do.
And they're working with you.
Yeah, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. We couldn't have got that over. That last thing over the hurdle without the mayor's support.
And what the big hurdle has always been affordable housing and tax increment financing.
Let me just back up. It's not just the mayor, though. And, the city of Pittsburgh, although it's true maybe the front page you always see the mayor.
Right.
But city council the mayor can't do anything if he doesn't have the support of the city council. And I'm telling you right now, I mean, Bob Wilson, whose district is downtown, the president of the council was Daniel DeVell. They care about downtown as well. So, there's a real, I mean, that thing passed 9-0.
Yeah,
unanimous support.
That was very cool.
So
we have hope, brother.
I know you like going after these guys, and I appreciate it.
Not me, Aaron. I never do that. Come on, man. I'm misunderstood, brother.
Well, no. I mean, it's important that people call them out if they're
gotta chase the rabbit, man.
You got to do that. I agree. But, you also got to give them credit where credit's due.
And I am. That's why you're here. I love that I met you because you give a damn. And so much about our lives is about commitment and follow-through and chasing the rabbit every day. And you never gave up on Pittsburgh. Why? Why?
Well, we talked about this before. It's I don't know. Every time I go there, I feel energized. You could ask anybody that I work with. I've been coming there since 1989. I used to land in the old airport. Now I go to the new airport. I don't know what it is. I land in Pittsburgh. I take a taxi. Now I take an Uber into downtown. The moment I go through the tunnel and I go over the Fort Pitt Bridge and I see that breathtaking view, I'm just like energized. I can't wait. I cannot wait to start walking the streets of downtown.
I can't wait to do it with you. Hey, man, some kind of Marty Griffin wing or suite or something, brother. Something.
Well, we'll talk about it. I got to call up Andy. He's the guy. All right, look, I got to introduce you to Andy Bernhardt. He's the lead man for Left Lane. Let him get on your program.
I'm with you, brother. Anything you need, man. I'm a big fan of you in this process. I am, and you know that. Thanks, brother.
Well, all right. Take it easy.
Thanks for caring. I love when these guys laugh at me, Patrick, like, oh, he's nuts. However, that brother is legit. He is legit, and he gives a damn, and I love that.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Hi, Paul Alexander here with a challenge. A challenge might not be the best choice of words, so let's say an opportunity. Take the opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th with Awaken 180. Has a different ring to it when you have a finish line, doesn't it? 40 by the 4th. Maybe you looked at the scale this morning and it read 240 pounds. How about it reading 200 by the 4th of July? Maybe the scale says 300. Wouldn't the 260 number be a little nicer on your eyes and on your knees? It's attainable if you have the same results we all had with Awaken 180. I dropped 35 pounds in just 6 weeks. There's no reason you can't drop 40 by the 4th. Ring Independence Day in healthy, confident, and most importantly, feeling happy. You reached your goal with the help of Awaken 180. So crack open your beverage of choice and roast up the dogs because the weight's staying off thanks to the free support for life. For the Pittsburgh location or the at-home program, reserve your consult online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Do you feel like you're going through life clouded by doubt? Talk to California Psychics. Our trusted and accurate psychics are available 24/7. And we guarantee, if it's not life-changing, it's free. Download the app or connect with us at CaliforniaPsychics.com. Right now, new customers get 80% off their first reading. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Partly sunny and 73 at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The U.S. House has passed a bill to mitigate the effects of abandoned gas and oil wells. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more.
U.S. Representative Summerlee's first major bill cleared the House Tuesday with strong bipartisan support. The measure requiring the Energy Department to develop a program to identify, plug, and clean up abandoned oil and gas wells goes next to the Senate. Abandoned wells leak large amounts of methane in western Pennsylvania. As a result, Lee says her constituents are being exposed to toxins in the air and water. The measure would allocate $162 million for the Energy Department to improve technology to plug and remediate abandoned wells. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Police were called to anti-Israel protests on 2 university campuses overnight. At UCLA, demonstrators on both sides of the issue clashed violently, and the university called in law enforcement. KNX's Pete Demetrio was there.
The violent activity has dropped off, but you still have people inside the encampment who are trying to reinforce their lines. And there were a lot of fistfights and a lot of activity that was going on there.
In New York, police were called to Columbia University at the school's request to clear out demonstrators occupying an administration building. NYPD Commissioner Edward Cobbin said some of the people inside were infiltrators.
These people are not Columbia students. They are not affiliated with the university, and they are working to escalate the situation.
One of them was 63 years old. There were dozens of arrests. In addition to criminal charges, the Columbia students involved could also face expulsion or suspension. Monroeville police are investigating car break-ins at the Westmoreland Heritage Trail. Officers say 2 vehicles were broken into Sunday at the Saunders Station parking lot. This isn't the first time there have been break-ins along the Heritage Trail, but it is the first time this season. The first Lower Hill District Community Meeting was held last night. That's the area where the FNB Tower is under construction, with plans for more development. News Radio KDKA's Paul Alexander has the story.
With over $46 million dedicated to minority businesses, $25 million to black-owned businesses, and $8.6 million earmarked for women-owned businesses, Vice President Bomani House with Puccini Polling Group says things are working out just as they had planned.
We're very proud of that work. We've set out to commit to wealth building, and we've done just that.
If you're interested in the progress of the project or opportunities, check out lowerhillopportunities@gmail.com or check out the website www.lowerhillredevelopment.com. I'm Paul Alexander, News Radio, KDKA.
The Pittsburgh Cultural Trust is announcing a change for the upcoming Three Rivers Arts Festival. This year's festival is expanding to the Rachel Carson Bridge. A new stage will feature twice daily entertainment, including music, literary readings, and other activities. The festival runs from May 31st through June 9th. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 89 points at 37,905. The Nasdaq is down 85 points, and the S&P is down 19. KDKA Sports. Oakland breezed by the Pirates last night 5-2. The Bucks lost for the 8th time in 11 games. That series wraps up this afternoon. You can listen to the Bucks and A's on News Radio KDKA. Our coverage starts at 2:40. The Backyard Brawl was a blowout. WVU beat Pitt 11-1. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, your roofer with thousands of 5-star reviews. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time 12:03. Sunny and 73 in Pittsburgh now. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John and Maggie Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window company for over 46 years. When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting the expertise and attention to detail that has made our company a customer favorite for decades.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows. They're the strongest, longest-lasting, best insulating windows you can buy. They're way better than vinyl.
Now, during our 46th anniversary sale, save 30% and get 18-month no-interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms. Visit us at metropolitanwindows.com or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser and Genesis, and I'm digging the Genesis. Oh my gosh, it's traffic savant. Samantha.
Hi, Marty.
Things are moving well for you on most of the major roadways. We do have a little bit of a slowdown right near the Squirrel Hill Tunnel on the inbound side. And be aware of an accident reported in the Mount Washington 100 block on Virginia Avenue. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine mixing with clouds the rest of today and becoming warmer, high 82. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, low 58. Tomorrow, more sun than clouds, high 84. Friday, clouds, limited sun, maybe a late-day thunderstorm, high 85. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's spring. That means birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, Mother's Day, and fresh, colorful spring flowers from oliverflowers.com. Family-owned Oliver Flowers, celebrating spring for 95 years. Order online for free delivery in their service area. oliverflowers.com.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I like what's happening with this shift in policy, a shift in federal policy regarding marijuana. I think it should be legal. I think it should be available. I think it should be regulated. But in the world of be careful what you wish for, because these idiots in other states, they tax it too much. What's happened is, and it's actually fascinating to look at, if you look at California as an example, those idiots, they tax their legalized marijuana so much that no one buys it, so the illegal marijuana still outsells the legal marijuana. It's a friggin' joke. However, at this point, marijuana is still this big deal with the feds. That's why these marijuana dispensaries can't get financing. That's why it's such a pain in the ass to get. It's kind of annoying. And the go-to guy I really trust with his information because he knows what's up. Patrick Nightingale, how are you, brother?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic, Marty. Thank you so much for bringing me on and having an opportunity to talk about this pretty significant change in federal policy.
So help me out with something, because explain to us in simple terms, because I'm a simple man. What exactly is this shift in policy, and what does it mean?
Marijuana, cannabis, has moved from Schedule 1, which means that it has a high potential for abuse and absolutely no medical efficacy whatsoever, to Schedule 3, which means that it falls in a range of drugs, including some barbiturates, Tylenol with codeine, ketamine, anabolic steroids, that are available with a physician's prescription and which are deemed to have a lower potential for abuse than Schedule 2 controlled substances, such as fentanyl, methamphetamine, and cocaine.
This is a big deal what's happening, is it not?
It is a big deal because it now at least has some realistic approach, understanding that marijuana does have medical efficacy. It can be effectively and safely used for medical treatment. And as you alluded to in your opening, it will create significant changes for the existing marijuana industry by allowing businesses to take standard business deductions on their federal taxes, have access to financing like any other business would, and also to potentially declare bankruptcy, because heretofore a company handling a Schedule 1 controlled substance was not permitted access to bankruptcy courts.
Why is it been stigmatized this way? What the hell's going on? Why is it taking so long to do something that we knew had to happen, should have happened a decade ago, Patrick? Why?
Well, what's ridiculous is that marijuana should have never been Schedule 1 in the first place.
Right.
It was arbitrarily placed in Schedule 1 while Congress and President Nixon awaited the findings of the Schaefer Commission. The Schaefer Commission was headed by former Pennsylvania Governor Raymond Schaefer from Meadville, and Nixon tasked former Governor Schaefer with determining just how dangerous marijuana is so Congress could put it in the appropriate schedule. However, Governor Schaefer's commission reported that it should be taxed and regulated like alcohol and not controlled whatsoever. Nixon didn't like this. He buried the commission's report. Congress never heard it. Congress never heard any testimony whatsoever on the relative dangers of marijuana, and it remains Schedule 1 ever since.
You're kidding.
And the DEA.
Wow.
I'm sorry?
Wow.
Yeah.
We live in the Stone Ages, brother. Come on, man.
I mean, when I tell that story, whether it's to the media, to legislators, to law enforcement, to fellow advocates, they just don't believe it. They're like, wait a minute, Congress never, ever had a single hearing on its relative danger, and it's been Schedule 1 for 52 years? And the answer is yes, absolutely. And it should have never been Schedule 1 in the first place.
Hey, Patrick, and there are folks out there who say it's a gateway drug, and you're an idiot, and all you're trying to do is get more people addicted to drugs and more people dying because this leads to fentanyl abuse, and everybody's dead. You say to hell with that. That's not even close to being accurate, right? Patrick, I don't want to speak for you, but you say that, right?
Absolutely. Even the DEA itself has moved away from calling cannabis, marijuana, a gateway drug. And the original gateway drug theory was simply asking people who use controlled substances, what was the first controlled substance that you used? And a lot of people said, well, my first controlled substance was marijuana, and then I progressed to other more addictive drugs. And the issue here is what I call one of crossing the Rubicon. Like in the 80s, when I grew up, marijuana was understood to be just as dangerous as heroin, just as dangerous as prescription narcotics, just as dangerous as cocaine or freebasing, which is now crack cocaine. Right. So, we had this attitude that if you're going to use marijuana, you've already crossed the Rubicon into very risky behavior. So therefore, what's to distinguish one drug from another? And what we have seen in states that have adult use legalization is no increase in heroin or fentanyl abuse or hard drug abuse. It remains flat across the country.
Well, look, man, I've interviewed, and I mean this, I've been around a while, brother. I've interviewed thousands of people. I've never heard anyone say to me, dude, I smoked a joint, then I did the fentanyl. I just haven't. And I also know a lot of people, Patrick, that use it for stress, anxiety, depression, appetite control. And I mean a significant number of people who have found this to be, and I'm not suggesting this is the panacea, but has made a significant difference in their lives. That's just true, is it not, sir?
It is. Here in Pennsylvania, our medical marijuana program has, over 430,000 active participants. That is a significant portion of Pennsylvania's population. Almost 3 to 5% of our population are registered medical cannabis patients, and many of those patients have very severe illnesses, severe epilepsy, are dealing with chemo while they're treating for cancer, severe pain. I mean, it has been a lifesaver for hundreds of thousands of Pennsylvanians.
Attorney Patrick Nightingale, who knows more about this topic than any lawyer I've ever known in my life. Hey, man, my man Patrick here says, does this change open marijuana for sales using credit cards? Dispensaries have only been cash-only business. Do you know this answer, Patrick?
It should.
Yeah, it should.
The effects are going to be wide-ranging, but it should open up credit card use for dispensaries because it's no longer Schedule 1. It should have significant impact on how the licensed dispensaries do business and have access to financing.
Patrick Nightingale joining me, truly the guru when it comes to the legal side of this. Hey, man, how many clients have you had over the years that are in jail or were in jail for minor marijuana offenses, sir? How many?
Well, let me tell you, right now I am driving to a preliminary hearing for a single mother of 2 teenage boys who was set up on a controlled delivery for 1 ounce of marijuana in 1 ounce of weed.
No.
5 Pennsylvania State Police vice officers were used to conduct this controlled buy for maybe $100 worth of weed.
1 ounce.
Single mother of 2, no criminal history. I fundamentally cannot understand why law enforcement decided to use a snitch to set someone up for 1 ounce of weed.
Is it just that it was easier? I mean, I don't know either. I'm confounded by what you just told me. Why? And is she ruined now? Is she destroyed?
Well, potentially. What I'm seriously hoping is that cooler heads prevail and I can have a meaningful discussion with the district attorney and say, what interest do you have in enforcing this at this time. I mean, we're having active discussions in Harrisburg about full legalization, about social justice, retroactive expungements, pardons for current marijuana prisoners. In what universe does the Commonwealth benefit from prosecuting this individual?
So how long before it's illegal in Pennsylvania? How long? 3 years?
Well, there are active discussions going on in Harrisburg right now. Representative Frankel has held a number of hearings in the Health Committee to discuss various aspects. Unfortunately, the one group that was not afforded a seat at the table is the one group that the success of legalization would fully be dependent on, and that's the actual consumers. But I'm expecting Representative Frankel to introduce a bill in the House. And once that bill is introduced, I'm hopeful that since Democrats have the majority, they'll be able to, swiftly start moving it through committee. And maybe, sometime in 2025, we're talking about an adult use bill being signed by Governor Shapiro, which he has indicated he absolutely will do.
Patrick, you're the best in the game regarding this conversation. And let me know what happens with this case. Please just text me and we'll let people know what's going on, okay?
I absolutely will. It should be an interesting hearing in about an hour.
Thanks, man. You're the best. We appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, Marty. You have a great day.
He is the best in the country. Straight shooter. Fascinating. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Movement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser and Genesis. Samantha, the traffic guru.
Hello, Marty. Traffic is now heavy for you on the Parkway West inbound. You'll slow down right around the Green Tree exit, and it's a slow ride to the Fort Pitt Tunnel. Things have also cleared up near the Liberty Tunnels after an earlier accident. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants in stock.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns. And here we'd have dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
When my parents passed, we sat down with Julian Gray, who's now become a close friend, at grayauto.com. I'm serious. He relieved so much pain for us, so much financial stress. Laid out for us my parents' estate. The taxes went to court for us. Represented our family like no one else has ever done. Now I send all my closest friends there all day long. Julian Gray is the best in the business. There is no comparison, folks. GrayAutoLaw.com, GrayAutoLaw.com.
I'm with Joe Potocnik, JP Roofing and Siding with big news.
We're announcing a partnership with James Hardy Siding,
the recognized leader in the industry.
Backed by a 25-year warranty.
That gives you peace of mind.
James Hardy Siding is the best of all exterior siding products.
Upgrade your curb appeal and protect your investment.
That's exactly right.
Call Joe for a free estimate, 412-829-7711, JP Roofing and Siding.
Thanks, Larry.
Happy Hour begins this Thursday at 7 p.m. You're invited to join me, Gene Rubnicki of Vicini Distributing Company in the Beer Garden. On tap this week, Callie Friedlander from Lost Coast Brewing in the Beer Garden this Thursday at 7, FM 100.1 and AM 1020. KDKA.
CBS Eye on Veterans, presented by University of Maryland Global Campus. Army veteran Adam Gamal is an Egyptian-American who served on the most classified unit in the DoD. And he shared how he was once asked to help translate an al-Qaeda training manual long before 9/11 happened.
But it was, when we looked at the manual was from seizing an airfield to doing a Swiss seat to doing an air assault operation. Okay? And for us to think Al-Qaeda were like like amateurs. I'm like, they are training on those things. That's why they have a training manual. It was very unfortunate. I think people did not take that serious enough, and we had a lot of disconnect in the government.
Catch every episode of 60 Minutes, America's most watched news magazine show, as a podcast. Hear in-depth investigations across politics, news, and entertainment on your schedule. Listen to 60 Minutes wherever you get your podcasts.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
What's up? It's Marty Griffin. I'm here to stay 10 to 2. Love it. Patrick's here with me. Samantha's here with me. Samantha, I had no idea. Did you know that she was this good at traffic, Patrick?
No, this is a new side of Samantha we're seeing.
I must say
Wow.
that Andrew Lindbergh helped me out.
Wow, it's amazing how smooth she is.
Like butter.
Like butter. Maybe there's a future in this for you. We put you up at the top of the U.S. Steel building with binoculars.
That could be fun.
Boom. The marijuana thing, I want to take some calls. 866-391-1020. 866-391-1020. Are you ready for legalized marijuana? Because that's where we're headed. 866-391-1020. So, here's the lowdown on this in detail. And Patrick Nightingale laid it out very well. And he is the best attorney I've ever known in this area. They're going to change the classification from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. Okay? Which puts them in the area of ketamine and anabolic steroids. Patrick, we talked about this ketamine before. I'm hearing a lot of kids are taking this. What is this drug, ketamine? What does it do?
Well, ketamine's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
It's an animal tranquilizer. You used to hear about vet offices being broken into, and the street name used to be Special K.
Oh, I see. Yes. And a lot of the younger kids use this drug. What does it give you? Some kind of high?
Well, now it has some hallucinatory properties.
I see.
From what I understand. But there are proven treatments now using ketamine, PTSD, among other things.
I see. So in 2022, Biden wants to pardon thousands of Americans convicted of simple possession of the drug. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative. I'm a moderate. I 1,000% support this. It's flat out ignorant to destroy someone's life for a quarter ounce of weed or a half ounce of weed or an ounce of weed. It's just ignorant. And they're sitting in jail rotting away, and it's ridiculous. In the case that Patrick just laid out for us, a woman, they had 5 undercover cops from the state police busting a woman for an ounce of weed. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's any more backstory.
There has to be.
I mean, a one-time dealing of 1 ounce doesn't seem like it would be enough. If she's in the city of Pittsburgh, they wouldn't even touch her.
Right on. And by the way, so you folks know this, a Gallup poll finds that, and I believe this, Patrick, 70% of adults support legalization.
Yeah, I totally believe that.
The highest level ever recorded, ever. I'm not a marijuana guy, and it's just, I don't have anything against it. No one has ever overdosed on marijuana. Never, ever. When I was extremely sick recently, horrible pneumonia, insane fever, crazy pain, one of my boys dropped off some gummies, which they're still illegal to buy here, right? Yeah,
unless you have a card.
Medical card.
If you've got a medical card, then you can get them at the dispensaries.
And I used it. I just don't like the feeling, and I'm not judging anyone, but I do know folks that use them on a regular basis for anxiety, Patrick.
Same. I know people that do, and it has helped them greatly.
Right on.
And they have fewer side effects from that than they do the prescription stuff that they were on before.
Depression, right?
Yep.
You name it, quite frankly. It's been a miracle in the lives of some people. And so, that being said, I'm curious where you folks stand. 866-391-1020. Changing the classification. Patrick put out this question about credit cards. Because there's still a Class 1 narcotic, at any time the DEA could raid a dispensary and throw everybody in jail. But they choose not to, but they could. So, the banks won't take their cash.
Correct. They won't even allow the transactions because the federal government can come in and say that's all illegal drug money, and it's ours now.
Yep. And there's some of these places have bags and bags and bags and bags of cash.
They all deal in cash because they can't. There's not a local only electronic credit card processor It's all on a national basis. So it's all federal laws.
Vicky, thanks for holding. Go ahead. Welcome.
Thank you. I personally went through a long period of anxiety, depression, and then I had a problem and ended up in major pain. I went to I don't know how many neurologists. They all recommended pain meds.
Sure.
And I mean like oxycodone or whatever.
Yeah.
And then one of my doctors, thank God, said no. He recommended medical marijuana.
Nice.
You can't get that without a doctor prescribing it, right?
Right.
And it just was amazing. But the only thing I have to say about it is treat it like alcohol. You don't drive with it. You don't whatever, because it does, change your mind. It does change how you act and whatever. So, okay, you can't drive drunk. Don't drive with weed either.
This is great advice. And only because I've taken these gummies recently, you feel kind of out of it, in that haze, right?
Yeah, but it helped the pain big time.
God bless you. And you still taking them?
I don't do gummies, but I have some weed here if I need it, and I will.
And have you smoked some today?
No.
Okay, and you have no pain today?
I have pain, but I don't do it regularly. I try, to with pain, deal with it, but if I do need it, it's here.
And by the way, Patrick, I couldn't agree with her more. I know so many people have died from addiction to oxys. It's insane what that did to this country.
Oh my gosh, oxys and other,
leading to fentanyl, quite frankly, because they can't get oxys.
Yep.
And so, my dear, you're speaking the truth and you're preaching to the choir.
All righty, thank you.
Yeah, she's right. And I like what she has to say. I'm not a stoner. I'm not a drug guy. In fact, I don't drink. I'm not a party guy. It's not my point. But what she said is true, and I've seen it a lot. Veterans with anxiety, with stress. PTSD, post-traumatic stress. It has been a miracle drug. Let's make it easier for folks to get it. Let's not throw people in jail for a quarter ounce of weed, which we've done. There are thousands of people in jail right now on marijuana charges of less than a half an ounce. And, we need to get them out of jail and expunge their records and get on with their lives and try to focus on taking care of people. I would much rather have someone using medical marijuana to alleviate pain or depression or post-traumatic stress or anxiety than taking oxys, which leads to other things. And it's been horrible for this country. All right? All right.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Andy Amrine here for my favorite sustainable gardening product, Pit Moss. Better Homes and Gardens named Pit Moss the #1 overall potting and peat-free soil. It's lightweight and requires 2/3 less water. For beautiful plants, buy Pit Moss at your local hardware or garden center.
Hello, I'm business broker Bruce Violet, and I often get asked, what's the best business to get into these days? Well, the answer is the all-new home-based franchise businesses, available in hundreds of different business categories. Ever dreamed of owning your own business, working from home at an extremely affordable cost? Well, now you can, and together we can make it happen. To learn more, visit my website at OpportunityU.com. That's OpportunityU.com, or call 800-980-2040.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's
75 degrees and sunny at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Susie Cole. The Italian Sons and Daughters of America will have their day in court as the group tries to keep a statue of Columbus in Shenley Park. News Radio KDKA's Paul Rasmussen has the story.
Commonwealth Court unanimously ruled a lower court was wrong to dismiss the suit and ordered Judge John McVeigh to hear the case. The city's Arts Commission recommended the statue's removal, and a lawsuit was filed to block it. Italian Sons and Daughters President Basil Russo told the Big K Morning Show Columbus detractors are relying on factually incorrect information.
Those that claim that they want to remove the statue will make outlandish claims about Columbus that are not supported by primary source material.
Russo believes his organization can win based on facts. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
Violence prevention detectives made a couple of arrests over the weekend, stopping two men with guns. Officers say Javon Embry had a firearm in his pocket in Bedford dwellings. During a traffic stop, police seized pistol magazines and rifle ammunition. Embry was charged with carrying a firearm without a license, among other things. Separately, officers patrolling in Homewood say Isaiah Beatty had what appeared to be a gun protruding from his T-shirt. He was stopped and did not have a concealed carry permit. Beatty was arrested and also charged. There's word the DEA is about to reclassify marijuana as a less dangerous drug. The proposal would recognize usage of the drug as not as addictive and dangerous as Schedule I drugs like heroin, LSD, or meth, but it wouldn't place it in the recreational category either. On the Big K Morning Show, Gina Wenzel, co-founder of the Plant Media Project, says the problem here is that there will be no changes in how the criminal legal system will punish cannabis users.
So while this reevaluation of cannabis does signal this change, it's not going to release any cannabis prisoners or give any relief to those that suffer the long-lasting consequences of being incarcerated over the plant.
The plan would still have to be approved by the White House. And on to Wall Street, where the Dow is up 120 points at 37,936. The NASDAQ is down 49 and the S&P is down 11. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:32. Our next update at 1. I'm Susie Cole on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John and Maggie Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window company for over 46 years. When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting the expertise and attention to detail that has made our company a customer favorite for decades.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows. They're the strongest, longest-lasting, best insulating windows you can buy. They're way better than vinyl.
Now, during our 46th anniversary sale, save 30% and get 18-month no-interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms. Visit us at metropolitanwindows.com or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-266-4464. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call Tax Help USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-266-4464. 800-266-4464. That's 800-266-4464.
Lowe's knows pros need the right tools for every job. That's why we sell the largest in-store selection of Klein tools anywhere. Find new items launching exclusively at Lowe's, like the self-leveling laser level for just $159.98. Plus, shop the Connect socket set for just $49.98. Get Klein tools in-store and online today. Because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows pros.
Hey
everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser and Genesis. Samantha, what's up on the roads?
Hey, Marty. Crews are now on the scene of an accident in Stowe Township at the intersection of Ridge Avenue and 6th Street. Parkway West buildup continues with cars slowing down as you make your way up the front part of Green Tree Hill. With AAA traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunny to partly cloudy and warmer this afternoon, high 82. Tonight, fair skies, low 58. Sunshine, some clouds, warm tomorrow, high 84. Warm Friday with more clouds than sun and maybe a late-day thunderstorm, high 85. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Talking about marijuana, but I digress. Hang on the phone. I'll grab your calls in a second. There's this hoarder situation that's getting a lot of publicity in Plum right now. Because nestled in the middle of a pretty new housing development with houses that are probably $400,000 and up is a pretty new house with tons of crap, literally in the yard. Tons. And a couple things about that. I have been involved in a significant number of hoarder cases over the years. One in the Garfield section of the city where this man had a very wealthy family, wanted no help, none. He was living in an apartment, and I'm not exaggerating this, he had the stuff up to his chin, and he lived in there. And I got to be honest about a couple things about this. Number one, before we talk about picking on people and this person's a slob or that person's a slob and this is disgusting and all that, it's a similar situation I see with folks who are arrested and removed from their homes because they have dogs living in fecal matter and the dogs haven't been fed, and we want to pick on this person as a horrible person that hates animals. Generally and historically, these people are all mentally ill. So before we paint them as criminals and disgusting and vile, you got to understand they need help just like the dogs need help. And seriously, there is no person who has their capacity to think clearly that would live with 50 dogs and cats, urinating and defecating and not thinking about it, letting them die in the house. I have been in those homes. This is not malicious. Before we want to throw these people in jail and lock them up and throw away the key, that's just ignorant. With hoarders, this was a very young man. His father was a Pitt professor, quite frankly, and very highly regarded. This hoarder house I was at in Pittsburgh, Garfield actually, a big, big house, and he would not leave. And they finally had to get warrants. And it took months because there are a significant number of judges, and I'm picking on judges here, who have empathy for someone who has mental illness and they're hoarding and they have stuff up to their eyebrows and they don't want to leave the house. And there's no place to take them or put them, as we've discussed for 2 days now with this mental illness crisis in America. And this poor woman sitting in this hospital right now in Washington Hospital who can't get treatment for her son. Regarding this house in Plum, I saw this person who's hoarding, and I saw the hoarding material. It was on KDKA TV last night. Jennifer Barrasso, who does a hell of a job, I broke the story. Before we start classifying this woman as disgusting and vile and arrest her, understand this. Most people and I'd say 98%, there's no intent here to do this maliciously. They clearly need help. They clearly, and by the way, for those who think law enforcement is just supposed to come in and just take all that crap out and throw this woman out in the street, it doesn't work that way. We're very, very careful today, and cops don't want to do that anyway. They're not trying to screw up someone's life. What happens oftentimes is folks don't have family left, and they don't have friends left, and they're alone, and they start collecting these things, and it's mental illness. And I hope this woman in Plum gets the care that she wants. I'm going to reach out to see if we can do anything, because we're getting two stories. Some people say she wants help. Other people say that she doesn't. I've been in at least 20 homes over the years where there are hoarders living in the home, and none of them ever wanted help because they don't see a problem. In fact, they get combative and destructive, and they want you the hell out of their space. So you know. They're not bad people. They're just hurt. I know I'm bouncing around, but I'm sitting here looking at this video with Patrick, and it breaks my heart to see this poor woman struggling. And look, the folks in Plum are up in arms. I get it. It jacks with everything. It starts to smell. It attracts rodents. I get all that. It's an eyesore. It jacks with your property. People get scared, blah, blah, blah. I get that, but it's a big issue. And oftentimes they're alone. They don't have family or friends. They're just alone. And it kind of breaks your heart, quite frankly. Craig, my man, West Virginia. What's up, buddy? Where you been?
How you doing, bud? Good to hear you back on the talk show where you get time to talk.
That's right, man. I'm in.
Hey, I'm all for the legalizing marijuana, but we're putting the cart before the horse.
Right.
As a boss out on the job site, if there's a serious accident, just regress, THC from weed stays in your system for about 30 days.
It does.
If there's a serious accident out on the job site, and they will do a urinalysis or a blood test, and they're going to see that this guy has THC in his system, he might not have smoked a joint for 2 weeks, but the insurance company is going to be sitting in court with you saying they're not going to pay this claim.
Well, by the way, this is actually this is an interesting point he makes, because there's going to be a difference between marijuana is legal and your company says it's cool for you to get high and come to work. It's just the truth. Yeah.
Exactly. And they need to come up with a test that can predict you, or at least determine how long it's been since you smoked. There are people in Colorado right now with DUIs that hadn't smoked a joint in almost 30 days, but it was a serious crash. They find the THC in their system. Now they got a DUI and they hadn't smoked a joint in quite a while.
Yeah, they're having a tough time with actually regulating this and pulling people over this for being impaired. Go ahead, Patrick.
So, Craig, there are tests out there now, and there are states where it has been legalized that police officers are using cannabis tests in their roadside testing. So they are detecting levels. It's not just it's in your system. They're detecting the specific levels now. So I think we're on the path where it's going to be the same as doing a blood alcohol test.
No, I like it. And I like what he's saying because it is relevant. Kim, thanks for hanging in there. Go ahead, Kim. Go ahead.
Hey, Marty. There's a lot of issues on this marijuana thing, and I agree that we should legalize it. But what struck me when your lawyer friend was on,
yes,
he said he formed a court to defend a lady that had an ounce of marijuana, and it took 5 state cops to do a sting or something.
Yes, ma'am.
Look at all the money the taxpayers paid for 5 state cops to do this procedure and all the paperwork and just the money. How much did that cost?
Yeah,
I mean, that's insane. They should be out getting real criminals.
In deference to them, and because I know a lot of state cops, and they're very serious about their drug business. And Patrick mentioned it. I wonder what the backstory is, quite frankly, if there's other things happening, because I agree with you and Patrick. It seems trivial, but it's not fair for me to slam the state cops until I know the backstory.
Doing that.
But I do think that these minor marijuana arrests are trivial, quite frankly. They are.
Right. I'm not slamming them. They're doing their job.
Right.
But whoever told them to do that or whatever, things need to be thought through a little bit more.
It does.
There are real criminals out there, so to speak, that that need their attention. And I wonder.
I do though wonder about a mom buying weed who has 2 teenage sons. I do wonder about that, and she knows she's buying it from some drug dealer. But anyway.
Like you said, there's backstory, to that that too.
Yes, ma'am.
But then I wonder. Are there private prisons in Pennsylvania? Are there judges or people that are putting these marijuana abusers in jail because of somebody's making money off of private prisons? I don't know.
No.
I don't know. And I don't want to sound like a conspiracy person.
But to your point, at least 20% of the people in the Allegheny County Jail right now are in jail for minor marijuana offenses. And that's obnoxious and ridiculous. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser and Genesis. Samantha, tell us what's going on.
Hey, Marty. Looking at the Cordell and Cordell traffic cams, we still have crews on the scene of an accident in Stowe Township, and it looks like Parkway West is still backed up on the front part of Green Tree Hill. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Convenience, quality, and great prices.
A wait for however you like to shop at your local Koons Market.
In-store shopping every day with convenient hours at all 8 Koons locations.
Or order online, then stop by Koons for easy curbside pickup.
Or shop online and have your Koons items delivered directly to your home the same day.
Koons knows your time is precious and makes grocery shopping convenient. Koons makes special prices convenient as well, such as...
From the Koons Fresh Produce Department, Haas Variety avocados, 4 for $5. Idaho baking potatoes, great on the grill, 8-pound bag, just $1.99 each. And this week, stock up on selected varieties of Hunt's tomatoes, 14.5-ounce cans, 4 for $5.
Super savings!
Koons gives you the convenience of how you want to shop with savings you can see on your Koons Rewards card.
Shop at one of Koons' 8 locations or shop online at koonsmarket.com for convenient home delivery or curbside pickup.
Koons Market,
a Pittsburgh tradition.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1216. 800-499-1216. 800-499-1216.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Company.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. If you've looked around Greater Pittsburgh recently, you've probably noticed. From gas to groceries to everything else you need on a regular basis, Parmar has it. And remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Pirates Baseball, today on the station that invented baseball on the radio.
Hayes dives, has it from his knees to second one. Relay, 2, double play. It's hard to left field. Going back is Passe. It's a cruise missile. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
The Bucks face the A's at 2:40 with the North Shore Tavern Leadoff Show presented by Pella Windows on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
If you're thinking about retiring soon, be sure to tune into the Net Worth Financial Hour with Beth Andrews of Net Worth Advisors, Saturdays at 1. Beth talks about the latest trends and headlines that could impact your retirement. Don't go into retirement unprepared. Listen every Saturday afternoon at 1 to the Net Worth Financial Hour with Beth Andrews of Net Worth Advisors. Firm offers insurance services. Net Worth Advisors, LLC, is a registered investment advisor.
Spring in Pittsburgh, and if you hate to paint, do what your neighbor Don did. He called Rhino Shield.
Well, the home was built in 1948. Paint on the aluminum siding was peeling, and I couldn't find anyone who would repaint it until I called Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's better than paint, and the crew?
Painted all my aluminum siding, and I've got a front porch that runs the whole length of the house, and all the pillars and everything. And once they were gone, I couldn't even tell that they were there.
With Rhino Shield's 25 5-year transferable warranty, you'll never have to paint your home again. And right now, you can have Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Well, I've told a lot of people, do the Rhino Shield. It's really a great product, and if you don't want to paint the house, that would be the way to go.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Johnson & Johnson will ask tens of thousands of people who are suing the company over allegedly asbestos-tainted baby powder causing ovarian cancer to vote on a settlement and resolve all those suits for $6.5 billion. The company denies its products are dangerous. Shares of J&J up more than 4%, while elsewhere on Wall Street, stocks are mixed, mostly higher, though, as investors wait for the Federal Reserve's latest decision on interest rates, although no change is expected later today. Right now, the Dow is up about 1/3%. The Nasdaq and the S&P both down about 1/4%. Signs of softening in the U.S. labor market. Advertised job openings fell in March, 8.5 million. That's the fewest in 3 years. The number of people quitting a job eased a little further, too. A lot more people are staying put. But just ahead of Friday's April jobs report, payroll firm ADP says private companies took on a more than forecast 192,000 new hires just last month. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
What's up? Marty. I'm here to stay. Yeah, 10 to 2, at my request. Why? I like to be alone. I like doing my own thing. This is more conducive to my sleep. Not trying to be a jerk, but I got really, really sick. Was hospitalized, ICU, insane, pneumonia, worried that I had cancer again because I had weird stuff going on in my throat. Lost my stuff. And I felt like, and the doctors felt like a lot of this, and some of this related to sleep and the weird schedule. And so I went to the big boss here, Spack is his name, Michael Spack. And I explained this to him. And this company, whether you like to hear the truth or not, has been wonderful to us, my family, myself. Patrick, quite frankly, and his wife, quite frankly, who had a brain tumor and has been through hell in her own world. And they said, and SPAC said, hey, man, let's do this. Let's go. And they moved me here because I wanted to be here. Nothing to do with Larry. Larry's my man. Larry's one of the single greatest people I've ever known in my life, ever. And I just can't stand those hours, man. And if I'm going to be honest with you, and I have to be because that's kind of my thing, I was having anxiety over it, stress. You get some depression feelings because you wake up at 3 a.m. and you're kind of sick. And I was telling Patrick, my voice hasn't been this good in 2 years. It just hasn't. And PJ Kamansik, the program director, who I love too, he's like a brother, like a family member. I told him this yesterday. It's like a rebirth. We like this game. I mean, Patrick, you feel the same way, right? But you like this shift. Nothing against where I was.
Oh, no. But the opportunities to interact with more people.
Right.
To get more feedback, more calls, make a bigger difference.
Live. What happened with this woman in this psychiatric situation with her son? The people at Washington Hospital just texted me. This poor woman has been camped out in an emergency room at a hospital since when, Patrick?
Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock.
So Sunday, Monday, 4 days, brother.
4 days.
And her son has these violent outbursts.
And she was just messaging us that he was on the verge of having another breakdown.
So they medicated him. And the folks at Washington Hospital had to search the entire state to find this young man a bed in Philadelphia.
Yep. Closest open bed, all the way on the other side of the state.
And none of this happens if we're not discussing this live.
No.
Right. And they're going to put him in an ambulance and send him to Philadelphia. But think about this poor soul, this amazing woman, by the way. Patrick, she went through this litany of things that he broke at the group home. Wow.
Right?
Stereos, TVs, doors.
And she said that was within, the first week he was in that group.
Yep. He's a danger to himself and others.
Yeah.
And my point is, none of that happens without this format and this particular time of day. And I'm grateful as hell. It has nothing to do with Larry. If anything, I love being with Larry. But
absolutely.
It beats you up. He's a war horse, man. That brother's a warrior. And he does things with his hours of the day that just are unmanageable for me. I am in speech therapy. I'm in voice therapy. I just left balance therapy because the chemo and radiation jacks up your balance. And all these things are happening in the middle of trying to raise your family and see your wife. I am not complaining. The folks at Physical in Monroeville have made a big difference in how I can walk. But my point is that crazy shift, along with working with Patrick and shooting videos and producing things, it made it very difficult. So there you go. And we get to do wonderful things here. We're going to do a surprise for a wonderful woman who's dying on Sunday. Right?
That's going to be amazing and heartbreaking at the same time.
Deliver a cake for 100 people live.
And she has no idea.
And that's what she wanted. God bless her. I have been blessed with all these friends and relationships that allow us to make these changes. With the hospital situation, none of that happens for this woman and her son without the amazing folks at Washington Hospital. It's a fact. Okay? So, I'm back, whether you like to hear that or not. And I'm blessed to have this format. And we're streaming it everywhere, right?
Yep, everywhere. We're not up on TikTok yet, streaming live, but we're working on that.
We're on X, no?
X, Facebook, Instagram.
And you have a feeling that X is going back to, you think?
There's rumors out there that it's going to go back to being Twitter. You won't have to call it formerly Twitter anymore.
That's
but
hilarious.
We'll see.
All right. Hey, we got the city controller next. You got to hear this stuff about the city's budget. Oops.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIMO for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIMO for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIMO.
Experts in replacing flat roofs for commercial, industrial, and residential buildings. With many flat roof material choices, you want NASCO's experienced pros on your roof. Benefit from their experience and their lifetime warranty on materials and labor. Call NASCO Roofing today for a free flat roof estimate. 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. NASCO Roofing, spelled NASCO. The region's flat roof expert.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
The countdown to November 5th is happening now.
Biden, Trump.
There's a lot to consider.
The 2024 election.
The border.
The economy.
Prices keep going up. Inflation for sure.
All you need to know is on
100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA. KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's 75 degrees and sunny at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Susie Cole. In Los Angeles.
Oh my God.
Police in riot gear arrived at the UCLA campus after pro-Palestinian, pro-Israel protesters clashed overnight. The university says it called law enforcement when the clashes became violent. And in New York City, the NYPD used an armored vehicle with a ladder to enter a second-story window at Hamilton Hall on the Columbia University campus. Police arrested protesters barricaded inside the administrative building and led them out in handcuffs after getting a request to intervene from Columbia's president. The arrestees are expected to face charges, including trespassing and criminal mischief. The city of Pittsburgh is set to expand its ShotSpotter gunfire detection system. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more.
While some major cities are considering whether to abandon the controversial gunfire detection system, in Pittsburgh, city officials are expanding the technologies used to carry it. Council voted Tuesday to approve expanding the program. The city initially implemented the ShotSpotter in 3 square miles between East Hills and Garfield in 2015. In 2018, it was expanded to all 6 police zones. Critics argue that a lack of transparency about the system should be reason enough for officials to ask more questions before making use of it. The move is expected to cost $133,000 per year. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Monroeville police are investigating car break-ins at the Westmoreland Heritage Trail. Officers say 2 vehicles were broken into Sunday at the Saunders Station parking lot. This isn't the first time there have been break-ins along the Heritage Trail, but it is the first time this season. With an update on the redevelopment of the Lower Hill District, here's News Radio KDKA's Paul Alexander.
All of those involved held the first community meeting for the Lower Hill District. The F&B Tower has gone up quickly, and they hope to host the first music event in early 2026. Vice President of Development with the Buccini Polling Group says things are coming together.
So, as most of you know, we've been rounding the corner on the Block G development, which is the F&B Financial Center, and lapping around to the music venue.
When it's all said and done, this will indeed be a great destination for the city of Pittsburgh. Paul Alexander, News Radio, KDKA.
The Pittsburgh Cultural Trust is announcing a change for the upcoming Three Rivers Arts Festival. This year's festival is expanding to the Rachel Carson Bridge. A new stage will feature twice daily entertainment, including music, literary readings, and other activities. The festival runs from May 31st through June 9th. And on to Wall Street, where the Dow is up 90 points at 37,906. The NASDAQ is down 64, and the S&P is down 17. And in KDKA Sports, Oakland breezed by the Pirates 5-2 last night. The Bucks have now lost for the 8th time in 11 games. The series wraps up this afternoon, and you can listen to the Bucks and A's on News Radio KDKA. Coverage starts at 2:40. News brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, making life better one roof at a time. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time 103. Time to call Metropolitan Windows during their 46th anniversary sale. Save 30% off their full line of exclusive Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows. Call 412-655-8411. It's sunny and a beautiful 75 in Pittsburgh. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast are next.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbors said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your Legacy Box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Legacy Box is offering a 60% discount. Order yours today and take advantage of our best Mother's Day sale ever. Visit legacybox.com/value and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value for 60% off. legacybox.com/value.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser and Genesis. Samantha.
Hey, Marty. Crews are on the scene of an accident at the intersection of Negley Avenue and East Liberty Boulevard. Parkway West now slowing down right after the Green Tree exit on the inbound side. The Cordell and Cordell traffic cameras show crews have extinguished a vehicle fire on 28. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine mixing with clouds for the rest of today with a warm afternoon high of 82. Then tonight, clear to partly cloudy and mild, low 58. Sunshine, some clouds, and warm tomorrow, high 84. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
What's up? It's Marty. I'm here to stay 10 to 2. Love it. Digging it, as I just suggested. Let's talk money. Let's talk the city's money with the money person. Rachel Heisler, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good afternoon, Marty.
Love to have you on a regular basis. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. I listen every morning. I exercise at 5 a.m. and I have you guys on afterwards.
Whoa. Where do you exercise?
A gym in East Liberty.
I'm nuts. I'm obsessed with exercise. Like what kind of stuff? Sorry to get into this.
I do Orange Theory every morning.
Oh, nice. Hardcore.
Yeah.
Without, it kind of gives me mental health treatment. Is it the same for you?
Is it? Yes. It's my 1 hour that I have alone every day.
Yeah.
Yes. Exercise is an amazing thing for your health, both your mind and your body.
So I'm going to read some bullet points that I think are important. You took a look at the city's budget and their finances, right?
Yeah, so every year the City Controller's Office releases the Annual Comprehensive Financial Report, the ACFR, and it's a very holistic view on where the city finished 2023.
Yeah, and is this fair? We're in good fiscal health right now, not in a crisis, but we're facing a new reality, and we need to plan for it now. Those are your words. Is that fair?
Yes, I think that's absolutely fair.
So some of these numbers are kind of daunting. Real estate revenue, $10 million lower than budgeted. D-transfer finished $21 million lower than budgeted. That's kind of lousy, is it not?
It is not awesome. Yeah.
No.
Not great.
And we're spending more than we're taking in. Is that fair too, Rachel?
Yeah, revenue was up 8.6%, which included the American Rescue Plan and investment income, which are two things that we can't rely on in perpetuity, and expenditures were up 10.4%. So expenses are drastically outpacing revenue.
Oh, wow. So take out the rescue plan and the other stuff. Are we in a bad place moving forward? Millions and millions short, Rachel?
I don't think we're in a bad place. I think we're in a concerning place. And I think that the city and leaders in city government, you know, the mayor and the administration, city council, and the controller's office, me, need to work together and have a conversation about the future of city finances. 2025 and 2026 are going to be very, very rough years. The current budget projections already assume that there will be operating deficits both years. And, you know, if there are any deviations from current projections, as, you know, is realistic because it's a budget, it's not, you know, the actual, you know, we could be in a tough position.
Hey, the world was kind of shocked by what happened in downtowns all over the country. This assessment thing is kind of frightening, what happened with downtown buildings and how much tax they're going to pay, right?
Yeah, so this is not, the issues with downtown and the real estate tax issues that Pittsburgh's having are not unique to Pittsburgh. Right. This is happening in every major city in America. You know, this is a COVID-related impact. It's actually the only flaw I've seen with the American Rescue Plan is that we can't use it for a decade and instead are using it. The money has to be encumbered by the end of this year and spent by the end of 2026. Yes. So American Rescue Plan dollars go away after this year. And, you know, it would be really great if ARPA would have allowed us to use that to address the challenges with the downtown market. But 25% of all of Pittsburgh's taxable real estate comes from downtown. People are not coming into work every day. And as leases come up in these commercial buildings, if companies are renewing, they're renewing with a significantly smaller footprint, which is reducing what they're worth. It's reducing their assessment, and that impacts everybody else in the city. So, you know, we have to look at that. We will owe refunds. We just got another set of refunds that we owe from 2021, which is a function of the court system. It has nothing to do with how the city operates, but we finally got, you know, refunds that we owe from 2021, and that's $3.1 million. So refunds are going to continue, and anytime a refund is issued, it also impacts the real estate tax line because the building has been reassessed, right? So they're paying in less this year, as well as the city owing them a refund from past years. So we have a lot that we need to pay attention to, and there are a lot of moving pieces. But, you know, I sent a letter to the mayor and council in March, and the findings from the annual comprehensive financial report reinforce what that letter said. We need to be realistic about revenue expectations moving forward. Yes, we are okay in 2024, but the sooner we start having these conversations with city residents, with each other, the better off we'll be. The wrong thing to do is to wait until you're in a serious the biggest issue is to wait until you're in a serious fiscal challenge, and the best time to act is right now.
I love what you're saying. I love the fact, and numbers don't lie. Pittsburgh Controller Rachel Heisler. Hey, Rachel, I know a bunch of guys that own a bunch of real estate downtown, and they're telling me, and you tell me if this is even close, that revenue could soon, at some point in the next couple of years, be down 25% to the city. Is that exaggerated?
I believe that could happen downtown, but property outside of downtown and outside of the Golden Triangle is increasing in value. You know, we make up a lot of the difference of the reduction in downtown assessed value in other places in the city where values of property have increased. But, you know, we need to be very practical about what we're doing and where we're headed. You know, I will also just share that $1.5 billion of property was appealed for the 2024 tax year. And based on 2023 trends, that'll be an additional loss of $2.8 million.
Yeah. So I get disheartened because I love this town. I grew up here. I grew up in Groovy Side. And I see potholes everywhere. And now I see that they're going to have to cut that budget by 2/3. It is kind of disheartening, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, when you're in a tough fiscal position, you have to make tough choices. You know, I think public safety and public works are the top two priorities of this government, and I think most people agree on that. But yes, we are going to be paving less in the next couple years, and that will resume, and things will return to normal levels. But for next 25 and 26, it is very concerning, the level of asphalt we'll be putting down.
Man, that just sucks. And I love the fact that she tells the truth and the numbers don't lie. So I have a bunch of friends who are cops, and they're all leaving. And they say, to hell with Pittsburgh, I need to get paid over $100,000. And that cannot happen based on what you're saying. Is that fair? It's fair, right?
Well, I mean, I can't tell someone who's employed by the city that they can't go somewhere else.
No. But
the
the revenue doesn't. It's not there to give them a 40% raise.
I mean, that's a negotiated agreement you'll have to talk to Bob Schwartzwalder and the mayor about. But what I will say is to retain, A+ workforce, including law enforcement, we do have to be competitive in pay.
I agree.
And public safety and public works. Public safety includes law enforcement, includes fire, it includes medics, it includes crossing guards, it includes the Office of Community Health and Safety, who respond to non-police emergency events. And, making sure that we're prioritizing those departments and getting back up to regular staffing with all of our arms of public safety should be a priority.
Hey, I got to talk to you about the nonprofits. Can you hang?
Sure.
This is important. Well, she's good. Really good. We got to get to the nonprofits, and because she's very clear that they got to do much, much more. We got to get to that next. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser and Genesis. Samantha.
Hello. Hey, Marty. There are crews headed to an accident on the intersection of Spirit Street and South Highland Avenue near Shady Side. A little bit of buildup going both ways on the Parkway West near Green Tree. And as you approach the Greenfield Bridge heading out of town, there may be a little bit of backup. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Hey, guys, Marty. Had 2 great meals with my wife in the last month. Both of them at Oakmont. Both of them at restaurants owned by my good friend J.K., the man. Okay, the Lot. I'm not exaggerating. The best brunch I've ever had at the Lot. I'm serious. The best dinner I've had in a year. Hofstadt's. They're in the same town. They're on the same strip. They're owned by the same man. The Lot and Hofstadt's. J.K. delivers. Great stuff.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbors said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
Did you miss this week's Allegheny Health Network Medical Frontiers? Log on to the Allegheny Health Network website to listen to your favorite Medical Frontier show. Visit ahn.org/Medical Frontiers podcast and look for your favorite Medical Frontiers show.
Rob Pratt with John from New Flow Men's Health. John, we all know how brutal ED is, and it can really take a toll in so many ways.
Absolutely true, Rob. Your performance in the bedroom is one thing, but you have zero confidence, your relationship suffers, you know it, and she knows it too.
And pills and injections don't work, and they all have dangerous side effects, right?
That's correct. At New Flow, our technology allows you to overcome your ED issues, thus restoring your natural function long term.
So if you want to eliminate your ED issues, call New Flow, 412-784-9000, 412-784-9000, or visit them at newflowmenshealth.com.
Hello, I'm business broker Bruce Violet, and I often get asked, what's the best business to get into these days? Well, the answer is the all-new home-based franchise businesses, available in hundreds of different business categories. Ever dreamed of owning your own business, working from home at an extremely affordable cost? Well, now you can, and together we can make it happen. To learn more, visit my website at OpportunityU.com. That's OpportunityU.com, or call 800-980-2040.
Happy Hour begins this Thursday at 7 p.m. You're invited to join me, Gene Rudnicki of Vicini Distributing Company, in the Beer Garden. On tap this week, Callie Friedlander from Lost Coast Brewing in the Beer Garden this Thursday at 7, FM 100.1 and AM 1020. KDKA.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Talking about the city's money. Fantastic report by the city controller, Rachel Heisler. Rachel?
Yeah.
Boy, I've heard this narrative for, at least 15 years. And I can't disagree with you. We need a much greater contribution from nonprofits. How do we get there, though? Because this has been ridiculously tough.
Yeah, it starts with a conversation, and it's my understanding that those aren't happening entirely right now. But that's what it starts with, is we need to have conversations, and everybody needs to get together, understand where city finances are, and we need to ask for help. Particularly in the next couple years, we would benefit from voluntary payments from all 5 of our large nonprofits. But if you're not meeting, you can't ask for that. And I think that needs to be the top priority. The most the city has ever brought in voluntary payments or pilot payments was in 2006. We brought in about $5.8 million. Obviously, that was very helpful at the time. But if we can wait, if we wait until after we're at a fiscal calamity, which is what happened in 2006, 2 years into Act 47, you want to avoid that. And if those voluntary payments can help prevent us from moving in the direction of needing more assistance from the state or federal government, I think that's a great solution. Adjust $5.8 million adjusted for inflation this year is about $9 million.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. So, if we were back and having those negotiations and those conversations, who knows what financial commitment our large nonprofit partners in the city would make. I don't know. But I do think it's prudent to have that conversation and invite that group in and have a real meeting and a real honest conversation about what things are going to look like.
I'm not dragging you into this backyard brawl, but you know what this is. The mayor is sideways with UPMC. UPMC's offered to write whatever check is necessary as long as the others play along. The mayor drags the union into this, and no one's talking. So you made the best point of the entire hour. They better start talking, or we're screwed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's really hard to go ask your next door neighbor for a cup of sugar if you're in the middle of litigation or, we need to have better relationships and ongoing dialogues. We do well when they do well, and they do well when we do well. And I don't think anyone would dispute that, but nothing will progress if there is no conversation occurring.
This is intriguing because I agree with everything you've said. Do they listen to you? Does the mayor listen to you? She laughed.
We're doing everything we can to raise awareness of the city's financial health, and doing everything we can to spur conversation among folks in this building and people outside of it.
No, I get it. You're doing a hell of a job. And that UPMC thing sucks. And I know a lot of players at UPMC, and they've tried. And this guy, hey, you can't get money if you won't go to a ribbon cutting. Just keeping it real. Rachel, thank you for your honesty. It's important.
Thanks, Marty. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Wow.
Take care. Bye-bye.
She's cool. Wow, Patrick. Check this out, Patrick. We've got one of your people on the phone. Mary Hours. Hi, Mary. We have Mary here? I'm trying to get her.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Mary.
Can you hear me?
Patrick O'Connor's here, too.
We got you, Mary.
No way.
This is big.
Patrick, how
This is
what
big.
A small world. Wow. What's happening?
You worked with Patrick, didn't you?
We did, yep, at my first market in Steubenville, Ohio.
Oh, yes. We learned a lot there, didn't we?
We did, yeah. That was back in my my reporting days, too.
Mary, what's up with the weather? It's fantastic.
I'm literally sitting outside right now, about to eat lunch because it's so beautiful, and it was a little bit breezy, but we barely can see a cloud in the sky, and we have temperatures right around 80 degrees. It's going to be beautiful. The same thing tomorrow, and then the start of Friday looks good. By Friday into the afternoon and evening, we do have the chance for some scattered showers and storms. And then I think the big thing that people are wondering about is the Pittsburgh Marathons this weekend.
Yeah.
And Yeah, we've got some rain through probably the start of the race on Saturday, and then Sunday even looking like a few rain showers with temperatures in the low 70s. But the start of the race, it'll still be mild in the 60s. But I don't know, some people like to run in the rain. Don't run.
Well, the marathoners like that because it keeps them cooler, Mary, right?
Yes, so.
Hey, Mary, help me with something. My daughter had a track meet canceled last night because of they thought there was severe weather. You didn't say that. No one else said that. Was it out there?
I did not say that. You're right. No, those clouds were clear. I mean, everything was clearing out early. I mean, we were talking about the record rainfall making it the wettest April on record, but we only saw a trace of rain in noon, so it's the National Weather Service. But there were some places, more so, south and places east, like Somerset County, Westmoreland, that saw maybe about 0.3 of an inch, half of an inch, but it wasn't anything severe.
I see. Mary, you do a hell of a job. We really do enjoy you.
Oh, thanks, Marty, and great to talk to you, Patrick.
Always, Mary.
Talk to you again.
So cool. All
Thank
right.
you, Mary.
Bye, guys.
Fantastic stuff. I don't know. Sometimes the weather people get blamed for everything. It's not an easy job. But regarding the finances, the truth hurts, and the numbers don't lie. And they're all cliches, but they're all fact. Patrick, did you hear how she chuckled when I asked if the mayor listens to her?
Yes,
Right.
because we know there's always been a little bit of butting of heads between the controller's office and the mayor's office.
Well, so here's what happened with UPMC, because everyone out there loves to hate UPMC. They told the mayor, this is a fact, not disputable, we will write whatever check you need. Fact. As long as the other top 5 are at the table writing their check. Fact. UPMC told the mayor, I know this for a fact. We will contribute more. Fact. Guess what the mayor said? And why did he say that? The mayor refused millions of dollars from UPMC unless he agreed to allow SEIU into their hospitals. Now, the employees at UPMC have rejected SEIU for years. The mayor has been accused of being in bed with SEIU. Political donations, contributions. He hired some of their people within his staff. So my point is this. You heard her. Spot on. We're headed toward a fiscal cliff unless the nonprofits step up with millions of dollars. Folks, I'm going to repeat it for folks who don't listen. UPMC is the big player. Big. Largest employer in the state. And they got juice in this town. They told the mayor flat out, we will write the check. Millions of dollars. We'll write more than we ever have. It's a fact, folks. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. And the mayor said, no, unless you let my people have their union within your hospital. This is a fact. It's not disputable. You cannot win with that formula. And I'm telling you, folks, you can't pave the streets. That's going to irritate the hell out of people. They can't pay the cops. That's going to irritate the hell out of people. And she flat out just said, when she giggled, mayor doesn't listen to her. In a nice way, right? Just remember what I said, folks, about UPMC.
Right now at Wendy's, take $3 off when you spend $15 with the in-app offer every day. That's everything you needed to know, so we have some time to kill. Here's some exotic birds. Here's the sound of a Dave's Double you just ordered. And here's a recreation of you saving $3 on your order.
Oh, sweet. I just saved $3 on my order.
Nice. Let's recap. Spend $15 at Wendy's. Get $3 off with the in-app offer every day, all year long.
Limited time offer. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Redeem the Wendy's app. Account registration required. See offer in Wendy's app for details.
Are you ready for Mother's Day? Macy's Friends and Family is going on right now. It's the perfect time to save on the perfect gift for mom with an extra 30% off designers that rarely go on sale when you use your coupon or Macy's card. And take 15% off makeup, fragrances, and more beauty favorites she'll love. Plus, get your Mother's Day gifts even faster when you pick up in-store or curbside. Today at Macy's. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
It's been 2 years since I bought Nest Expressions window fashions in Wexford. Nest Expressions specializes in Hunter Douglas blinds. Call today to chat. 724-933-5500.
As you know, I've had cancer treatment. The chemotherapy radiation jacked up my balance, big time. Got to hold on to railings, up and down stairs, feel uneasy doing any sort of hiking. I've even fallen a few times. I need help. I found it. I'm serious. Physical, F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L. Game-changing physical therapy. One-on-one patient treatment. At Physical, they're experts in dizziness and balance disorders, knee and back pain, cutting-edge technology. Physical, 412-457-8200. 412-457-8200.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's sunny and 76 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Susie Cole. Is there trouble on the horizon when it comes to the city's finances? Earlier today, Pittsburgh Comptroller Rachel Heisler reiterated concerns about the city's financial position when unveiling her office's annual report on Pittsburgh's revenues and expenses. To say it looks fragile is an understatement, when the report shows the city spending more than it's bringing in. But here's how the city can prepare for financial problems ahead.
Just acknowledging the fact that we have budgeted deficits in 2025 and 2026. I mean, that's going to happen, and starting that conversation with city residents.
This problem is coming to the forefront as federal American Rescue Plan Act dollars that were meant to bolster economies through the COVID-19 pandemic are drying up in the coming years. Talk of police force consolidation is getting pushback in Armstrong County. News Radio KDKA's Tamara Rush has more.
About 50 residents packed the Kiski Township Municipal Building to hear details about a potential merger of Township Police with the Southern Armstrong Regional Police Department. Brittany Hilliard, chairwoman of the Township Supervisors, tells KDKA Radio she is against any regionalization at this point.
As I don't think that it would be beneficial for Kiski Township or the residents. I know that they mentioned a cost savings of $250,000, but what they're not considering is all of the reimbursements we receive.
Kiski Township supervisors anticipate that spending cuts or tax hikes will be needed to balance next year's budget. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Violence prevention detectives made a couple of arrests over the weekend, stopping two men with guns. Officers say Javon Embry had a firearm in his pocket in Bedford dwellings. During a traffic stop, police seized pistol magazines and rifle ammunition. Embry was charged with carrying a firearm without a license, among other things. Separately, officers patrolling in Homewood say Isaiah Beatty had what appeared to be a gun protruding from his T-shirt. He was stopped and did not have a concealed carry permit. Beatty was arrested and also charged. And on to Wall Street, where the Dow is up 126 points at 37,942. The Nasdaq is down 59 and the S&P is down 13. KDKA Radio News Time, it's 1:32. Our next update at 2. I'm Susie Cole on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-296-8708. 800-296-8708. Again, that's 800-296-8708.
Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Price matters.
Which is why Coons Market constantly works to provide the lowest prices on top quality grocery items.
Giving you great deals every time that you shop at Coons Market.
It's a lot of work to get the best prices.
Well, the prices are always lower than I expected. That's why I love shopping at Coons.
But well worth the effort to ensure Coons customers get the maximum value for their grocery budget.
Here's some of the great prices this week at Coons.
With savings you can see with your Coons Reward Card. Healthy sweet blueberries, 1 pint package, only $1.99 each.
Selected varieties of Nabisco Oreo cookies or Newtons, 7.9 to 14-ounce packages, just $2.88 each. And hardwood smoked Jamestown sliced bacon, 60-ounce package, only $1.99 each.
Lots of savings.
Coons always gives you the best prices, with savings you can see on your Coons reward card.
Shop at one of Coons' 8 store locations or shop online at coonsmarket.com for convenient curbside pickup.
Coons Market,
a Pittsburgh tradition.
Traffic jams, tailgating, pileups. Ugh, the joys of driving. How could it get worse? The federal government wants to have a say in what you drive. That's right. The Biden administration's EPA is pushing mandates that would ban 2 out of every 3 vehicles on the road today. Don't let Washington become your backseat driver. Protect the freedom of driving your way. Visit EnergyCitizens.org. Paid for by the American Petroleum Institute.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Samantha, what's up?
Hey, Marty. Crews are still on the scene of an accident in the intersection of Spirit Street and South Highland Avenue in Shadyside. And if you're headed into the city, you're going to hit some backup on the Parkway West around the Green Tree exit. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDK.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine mixing with clouds the rest of today and becoming warmer, high 82. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, though 58. Tomorrow, more sun than clouds, high 84. Friday, clouds, limited sun, maybe a late-day thunderstorm, high 85. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Oh, man. Oh, man. What's up? The college campus stuff, and the cops, they do their job. Just the way it is. I saw Summerlee outraged. They were harassing these kids. Go away. Shoe fly. Peaceful protest. You're cool. They'll let you do it all day long. You start breaking stuff, start camping out, you're breaking the law. We could have had the same scenario in Pittsburgh at Pitt on Sunday. The protesters there at Shenley Plaza, which is, by the way, a gorgeous area, started to run toward the Cathedral of Learning. Pitt police, I love them. They kick ass. They just do. They're wonderful, wonderful. There are about 60 of them out there. They stopped that. And that was the greatest threat. Other than a little trash. A couple kids got arrested because they tried to pitch tents. Minor stuff. You watch. It'll be dismissed or they'll get probation. You watch. I'm cool with all that. I'm cool with peaceful protests. But when you start breaking stuff, as they did at Columbia, and taking over buildings, shutting down the school in essence, playtime's over. Playtime's over. And that is what happened in New York. The cops had to be called in because the idiots. There's some irony to a school where the kids pay. What do they pay, Patrick? It's about $90,000 at NYU.
I think it's somewhere there now.
Yeah. Insane, right? And we have friends whose kids are there. And they're hacked off, really, because their kids can't go to school.
I'd be hacked off, too.
Same. I got to agree with the cops on this one. They did the right thing. No one got hurt. Kids got arrested. Get over yourselves. Summerlee is Summerlee. She's a far-left progressive. Who cares? Nope. She does what she has to do. Silly. But I promise you this. If someone broke into her house and took over her house, we'd have a different story. And none of these kids None of them have any idea what real protest is like. My friend Anthony, who was in the Black Panthers, quite frankly, and we have friends that knew people that were at Kent State when kids were killed. There were riots in the college campuses in the 60s and 70s that were insane. This is trivial. We're just not used to it. It's a minor inconvenience, but I heard T talking about her son, who I love. I've known Tamara's son since he was a baby. Brilliant kid. And he's out at USC getting his master's in education. He was in the honors program at Penn State. He's a superstar. Love him. I guess they bagged their graduation ceremony and canceled it, right?
Yeah.
Yep. They have to. It's no big deal. Look, parents get annoyed. But the minute you start breaking stuff, the minute you do that, party's over. It's just the truth. And I fully embrace what Pittsburgh police did. And Larry comes off Gerardo like Superman. And I'll tell you why. I saw a picture of him Friday. He was in Shenley Plaza in street clothes. And I pointed this out to him. He was on the show yesterday. And I'll tell you why that was important. They didn't see the big bad police chief. He approached the protesters and said, here's what we're going to do. If you don't move, we're going to arrest all of you. But we'll let you chill here on Friday, and then Saturday, and then Sunday. But Monday at noon, we're going to arrest anyone that's still here that's camped out. And they listened to him. And no one got arrested. And that beautiful park is a beautiful park. What's happening in Israel is horrible. What's happening in Gaza is horrible. What's happening on America's college campuses, in perspective, is trivial. However, if your son or daughter is at a school and you're paying, USC is very expensive. Very. Columbia, very expensive. And you're paying $80,000 to $90,000 and they can't go to class. That's ridiculous. However, no one has the right to take over a building on a college campus without repercussions. I found a little humor in the arrogant students at NYU and Columbia who were asking for, because they said they were on the meal plan, that they wanted food delivered to the building they took over. Seriously, asking for that. And they said if they didn't get food or water, they would die. Hyperbole, ridiculousness, childish behavior. My point is, we're all adults now. You make adult decisions. You suffer the consequences. I don't personally spend a lot of time on the far left progressives until they create a problem. Ornstein, the judge, is a prime example. So, he sets a bunch, Xander's his name, Ornstein. He lets a bunch of criminals, dangerous men, free. Okay? Kevin Krause crushed it. Home runs. Tracked them down, arrested them, and now they have to bring them back to jail. Here. Okay? So far, I'm serious about this. That has cost taxpayers more than $50,000. 50. And could be more. That money should be taken out of Ornstein's paycheck because he did it. Good for Krause. Good for his people. Using good old shoe leather and technology to track down dangerous men who could kill people. But at a cost. Plane tickets, hotel rooms, gas, cars, food, any kind of travel expenses, more than $50,000 to find these thugs and punks who should have been in jail all along. One of them, Cepeda, they got to bring him back from Rikers Island in New York with a massive security detail. Why? He has connections to drug cartels. We will not tell you when they're bringing him back. We will not tell you where they're bringing him back, but they're bringing him back with a big-time security force. More money. My bottom line, that magistrate Ornstein should have to pay for that. Seriously, out of his own pocket. Just my thing. Samantha, what's up with the traffic?
All right. If you're headed into the city, you're going to hit some backup on the Parkway West around the Green Tree exit. There's also some backup on the inbound side of the Parkway East near the Edgewood and Swissville exit. With AAA traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400.
If you want jazz music, go to New Orleans. Bagels, New York. And for psychics, think California Psychics. You want the best, you go to the best. At California Psychics, home of free spirits and open minds, we know better than anyone what makes a good psychic. That's why we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
There's breaking news all day long from around the world, and sometimes all that noise makes it hard to hear about what's happening right here at home. With the free Odyssey app, getting your local news plus breaking news is easy. And even when you're not near a radio, stay connected with what's going on right here by listening live and push alerts. Just download the free Odyssey app and search and follow your local news station, and you're good to go. The local breaking news to get you through your day at your fingertips on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
KDKA, covered by Rhino Shield. Looks like paint and lasts for decades with a 25-year warranty. Don't pay retail for your diamond engagement ring or gift. Come to cleanorigin.com.
Pirates baseball today on the station that invented baseball on the radio.
Hayes dives, has it from his knees to second one. Relay, two, double play. It's hard to left field. Going back is Pache. It's a crude missile. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
The Bucks face the A's at 2:40 with the North Shore Tavern Leadoff Show presented by Pella Windows on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. All this rain you're seeing, all this crap you're seeing in the weather, NASCO had to come to our house. We have some sort of a leak, and we couldn't find it. Guess what happened? NASCO came out, immediately returned our calls, immediately came to our house. They immediately fixed the problem. NASCO inspected the roof. NASCO's professionals did the job. If you need a new roof or roof repairs, NASCO Roofing is the only company you want to call. 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000, NASCO.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Actions have consequences, and that's a fact. Ornstein's actions have consequences. We can do our woke rant and our far left rant, and okay, that's fine. And you can disagree with this person, and this person's odd, or that person's odd. But actions have consequences. And when a Judge Ornstein is so far left, he doesn't believe there should be bond, and he releases men who should be in jail on bond, with no bond, they just walk. They have consequences. 2 of them fled to Florida. One of them's in New York, and it's going to cost you, the taxpayers, about $60,000 to fix that. So at the end of the day, that has to be fixed. Actions have consequences. And I mentioned this, and I'm going to reiterate this because I think it's important that you hear this. People like to pick on UPMC. That's fine. They only saved my life, as trivial as that sounds. And if anyone in this town needs help, needs the greatest doctors on earth, they go to UPMC. That's just the truth. Everyone thinks they're all rich. Everyone thinks they're bullies. Fine. However, let me tell you this. Print it. UPMC had meetings with Gainey. UPMC said, Mr. Mayor, let's go, bro. Get everyone at the table. All the big nonprofits. Let's do it. Let's write a check. Go, go, go. Now. Huh? Mayor leaves the meeting. The mayor comes back and says, nah. And UPMC says we'll pay even more money than we ever have. Huh? This is a fact. This is not disputable. As I like to say, prove me wrong. So, the mayor goes back and says, nah, ain't going to work. You got to let my union in there. Your union, SEIU. So, taxpayers of Pittsburgh, listen, because this is real. The mayor turned down millions of dollars from UPMC because they wouldn't let him torture them, hold them hostage, bully them into putting a union in place that has been voted down by UPMC employees several times. Fact. Prove me wrong. This is what's really troubling. We're heading towards this fiscal cliff. It's going to annoy the hell out of Pittsburghers because they're cutting the budget to pave roads by 2/3. No, I'm sorry, 70%. It's going to be a crap show. Pittsburgh is headed toward a fiscal cliff. And for all my friends who are cops, and there are a lot of them, you will never get paid the money that other departments pay. You just heard the money will never be there. So you got to decide as a cop, right? Do you want to work Pittsburgh, bigger city, or go to Mount Lebanon, or the county, or countless other departments? Cranberry, Wexford, you name it, and make 30 to 40% more. Because that's what's happening. Finally, the cops that I know in this town do a hell of a job every damn day. Every damn day. But they won't hang for long if they don't get paid. It's just the truth. If you have a mayor, and by the way, I've said this before, I've been around Gainey. He's very charming, very charismatic. Kind of a cool guy. But not cool in this regard. Just isn't. You can't dig in and try to bully UPMC to try to get your union forced into a hospital. You can't. You can try it, but the truth will set you free, and the truth suggests that the mayor turned down money to try and hardcore bully a union into UPMC. And I promise you, it will not happen. And what has struck me in the first couple of days of this week, because we spent every day on this. This wonderful woman who right now, and this is an American tragedy, way beyond Pittsburgh's financial crisis. This wonderful woman is sitting in an emergency room in Washington Hospital with her son, who's a teenager. And she's been camped out there with her son since Sunday at 2 o'clock. So what are we now? We're at Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 days. He's violent. So violent, he breaks televisions, computers, doors, hurts himself and others. He's severely autistic. Folks, we searched the entire state for one bed. I'm not exaggerating this for this young man. One. Couldn't find it until a few hours ago. This is fact. If you're out there and you have a son or daughter that has mental illness and you can't get help, God bless you. I had no idea that life was this tenuous for so many people. This poor woman told us that in some cases, parents are so desperate to get help for their severely autistic children that they hit the wall. And I researched this, and this has happened. They hit the wall so hard, the spiral is so downward, that they kill their kid and then themselves. This wonderful woman who's been on the air with us now 3 days in a row, and I'm going to do it again tomorrow if she doesn't get the help she's been promised, finally is getting a bed for her son in Philadelphia. I've just been told this stuff. He will be sent there in an ambulance. The poor thing doesn't have a car. So I asked her, will you go to Philadelphia with your son? I have no way of getting back, and I have no money. That's real, man. That's real world. This is real life. This is legit pain. And multiply that by tens of thousands of times. In the greatest country on earth, with the greatest medicine on earth, with the greatest minds on earth, with the most wealth on earth, can't treat one teenage boy. She just sent me pictures of him because she said he was ready to have a violent outburst. And they had to sedate him. There are no doctors to treat him in Western Pennsylvania. There is not one open bed in all of Western Pennsylvania. Where's the outrage, ma'am? We got a Congresswoman, Summerlee, screaming and yelling because these poor kids from Columbia got arrested, university. Where's she at? Where are they all at? Where are the great leaders? Saying, stop this. Help these people. This is only one woman. Think about it. If that's your kid. The horrifying truth that there's no way to stop their pain. I cannot imagine what that would be like.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Hello, I'm business broker Bruce Violet, and I often get asked, what's the best business to get into these days? Well, the answer is the all-new home-based franchise businesses, available in hundreds of different business categories. Ever dreamed of owning your own business, working from home at an extremely affordable cost? Well, now you can, and together we can make it happen. To learn more, visit my website at opportunityu.com. That's opportunityu.com, or